Ladies and gentlemen, the MMATakeover.com is live. That's right. We are back. We are doing Calling a Fight for UFC 224, Nunes versus Pennington. We're going to do our own play-by-play, our own commentary. So sit back. You're going to have a great time with me, Chicken Parm Dave, the MMA Founder Takeover, Keith. Just give me 1 second. We're just going to load it up. We're going to throw it on Facebook. We're going to throw it on the website. We're going to throw it so all you guys can hear it. So just give it 1 second. And we have the prelims loaded up right now. We're going to have a lot of special guests come on during this. We like to call the show Calling a Fight. It's an alternative to the announcers that you hear live on the prelims and on the pay-per-view. We have a great time doing this. We are serious sometimes, but most of the time we have a little comedy, a little fun thrown in. And the person next to me, the founder of the MMATakeover.com, is an encyclopedia, Mr. Keith Schillen, when it comes to MMA and MMA-related everything. So we are going to have an amazing time calling a fight for the FX prelims. Now, the UFC is back on FX. I think it's been a while since I've actually seen an FX actual prelim fight. We're just getting things situated here. Now, I consider this a good, decent card. You know, Brazil, the birthplace of MMA. And we're going to go straight through. Now, if something does happen, now, it is raining where we are. So if something does happen where we lose the feed, we're going to get it back as soon as possible. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm giving you that in advance, because something does happen. Sometimes there are technical difficulties that we cannot explain. But if it does happen and we do lose the feed, we are going right back to it. So just give it a couple minutes. Stay patient. And please come back to some of the best play-by-play and MMA commentary there is tonight during UFC 224.
Dave, are you ready? This is, if those who haven't listened before, my name is Keith Schillen. I am the founder of the MMATakeover.com.
What website again?
The MMATakeover.com. That's TheMMATakeover. And you are listening to the Calling a Fight.
Yes.
We're going to get this right out of the way. One thing we do here, we do not pretend to be John Anik. We do not pretend to be Jimmy Smith.
No, we don't even pretend to be Brian Stan.
We understand that some people will think this is a cheap ripoff, and that's what we do here at the MMA Takeover. But yeah, there's just we do a little comedy.
We have a great what we do is we have a great time watching fights and just hanging out with good friends and just enjoying a night of MMA.
That's right. Just some things. We're not professional broadcasters, so we don't have a play-by-play. We don't have a color commentary. We kind of both go back and forth.
Yep.
We bring in special guests. We get a little sidetracked, but for the most part, we do talk about the fights.
Yep.
We try to call the action. Being that this is going live on YouTube, you might have we might be either ahead of you or behind you.
There could be a possible delay.
There's a simple way to do that. Either pause your TV, figure out how far behind you are.
Yep.
Pause your TV. Or
we'll give you cues saying, okay, they just started now, or 2 minutes in the first round. So we'll give you clues to sync up with some of the best action and some of the best commentary team.
When we read out the time, you can kind of figure out how far either you're ahead or behind. If you are ahead of us, pause your TV for that many seconds.
Or just mute the TV and just listen to us ramble.
No, but you don't want to pause the TV for a second. So if you figure out your 10 seconds ahead of us, just pause your TV for 10 seconds. And then boom, back.
Boom, you have us.
And if we're ahead of you, just pause the broadcast for 10 seconds.
Now, do you think we should start talking about the first fight we're going to see on the FX prelims?
Before we get to that, I just want to say, if you're listening with family, we do not swear for the most part. We would try to limit any F words or anything like that, but we can't promise that it won't come out. But I would say we're not G, but we're probably about PG. PG-13?
Yeah, just about.
So we'll call this PG-13. So if you are listening with young children and they are fans of Calling a Fight.
Oh, yes.
Which is the first time it's brought back by popular demand. We haven't done it since I believe it was UFC 219. We're now at UFC 224, so it's been 5 months since we did it. A lot of people have kind of messaged me saying, "Hey Keith, when you can bring that back? I love doing that."
Yep.
And here we are. And we're doing the FS portion right now.
FS1 or FX.
And then right after this ends, we'll do a new link for the main card.
Yeah.
And so after that,
should we say who's fighting right now?
We're starting off with a bang. We're in Brazil. We have Sean Strickland, the American, coming into hostile territory.
Very hostile territory.
And he's facing off against Alessio Saleski dos Santos. You got a quick now? Like we said, we're not broadcast, so we can make predictions. Who you got winning this fight?
I think Strickland.
Okay.
I'm going Strickland. I know it's obviously that's the unpopular vote if I was currently broadcasting live from Brazil, but I'm not. We are broadcasting live from Rhode Island, so I'm going Shane Strickland, the American.
Well, right now it's pretty much a pick'em fight by the odds. But Strickland 19-2. I believe he did just change camps. He was training with what was he with Team Quest, and now he recently changed camps. I believe he's with who's he with now? Is he with Kings MMA?
I'm not too sure.
I think he's with Kings MMA.
I just want to get started now. If there's something very important I want to say before the fight starts, if you missed the first Fight Pass prelims, please go to themmatatakeover.com. You can read articles for each fight from the staff of the MMA Takeover, and they give their synopsis of what happened. So please, if you missed those on Fight Pass, read the articles. They are some of the most written articles in MMA. So I just want to throw that out before we get started. In case you want to catch up with what you missed so far, that's on the website. But we are going live here,
and we'll have all the rest of the fights tonight recapped.
Yep,
also.
recap there.
I actually recapped the fight myself. I did the Talis Leites Jack Hermanson fight. And just real quick, I'm gonna throw my prediction out there. You went with Strickland? Screw it. I'll go with Zaleski. He's hot right now, Zaleski, and I mean he's coming off.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
and
it's on.
Lyman Good. I know he beat Lyman Good.
The round has just started.
He beat Max Griffin. I mean he's
Lyman Good.
Right now he's on a
Lyman Good
fight.
from Tiger Schulman's Lyman Good.
He's on a 4-fight winning streak right now.
Well, he beat Lyman Good.
Sean Strickland is trying to bounce back. I mean he's got a very good record, 19-2.
That is an amazing record.
He can be a very methodical, is that a word?
Methodical.
Methodical, that's it.
Misogynistic is.
Yeah,
he is not.
He can fight at a very slow pace, work a jab. He's got the advantage in the wrestling, though he doesn't really use it right now. The action just started. We're about 4:30 into the fight, 4:29, 4:28. So right there, you just kind of figure out where we are.
Yep.
4:25, 4:24, 4:23. We're not going to keep doing this whole night. No. We're just kind of giving you a little spot. Just kind of feeling out process right now. Zaleski lands an inside kick. So right now we just double check and make sure you can
just to make sure that we are still going live.
We're gonna be going on pizza later, so
pizza. Yeah,
we'll talk. We'll get.
Well, it all depends on who wins. Yeah, this fight depends on who wins pizza, and if it's a draw, then no one wins.
And we also have some special guests. Tonight we'll be jumping on the mic. We have a third mic to get some special guests in here.
Yes.
Right now we're 3-4. We're kind of just warming up a little bit. They're warming up.
It's a long night. It is a long night. We've done long nights before, but we're just it's been a while, so it may take us a little time to get back into the swing, get back into the groove here.
Strickland is in the center of the cage. He's trying to march down Zaleski, who's been moving around the outside of the cage. Zaleski's throwing a lot of kicks, and Strickland's trying to land his jab and 1-2. Nothing's really connected clean yet. Not a lot of action. Speaking of clean, my wife's away right now, and you should see the upstairs where my 3 kids are being supervised right now.
I know. I heard it. It sounds like they were just running a mile up there.
It is an absolute mess.
So far, no real big offensive shots here to open up the round. We're almost 2 minutes into the round.
Yeah. A lot of action tonight. Right now, they're in Brazil, which is now the official country of the MMA Takeover. Do you know that?
Is this the
official country?
This just broke.
We do not have a writer from Brazil yet. So if you're from Brazil and you want to write for us, why don't you reach out? One requirement is you do have to be able to write in English.
And write well in English.
No, well is not.
Oh, no, just...
Well,
okay, just...
I mean, that's a benefit, but it's not a requirement.
Spell check? Do we still use spell check? Is that...
So the only thing you have to be able to spell Conor McGregor with only one N and not twos.
Okay,
all right.
That's the.
Zaleski shoots him for shot, stuffed, and Strickland opens up a nice
little uppercut there. That landed.
I mean just grazed, but still a lot of feeling out process.
This is a long.
This is the fight that
process.
I had a feeling might be a slow pace. So you got to work out slow and work up. Zaleski misses a high kick, just kind of grazes Strickland.
Now you think if either one of these guys wins, they're going to be ranked?
I do. I believe in. I don't know. I don't know if they are ranked.
No, because there's no numbers next to them. See it?
Oh, yep. You're absolutely correct.
Unless they are ranked on the MMATakeover.com.
What a setup. They are not ranked on the MMATakeover.com. One thing different between our rankings and the UFC rankings. Obviously, the UFC only ranks UFC fighters. We rank everyone. Anybody can qualify. If you fight for Bellator, which is another card tonight at Bellator 199.
Yes. Decent card.
And if you could fight in Ryzen, you could fight in ACB, whatever organization.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Not just UFC. It covers all MMA organizations.
We knew. We used to have top 10 rankings. We now have top 15. Did you know that? Top 15.
That's breaking. What? Spinning kick.
Oh, spinning kick. I'm not even paying. I was looking at you. I thought it was right hand.
Best in the business.
Kick. Best in the business. Strickland's out. He puts him out. We got a little excited. I think we have.
Someone's excited.
We might get. Listen. I completely missed that call.
Exactly.
I totally looked at you, and
you thought he threw a punch.
I saw his right hand moving.
Oh my god!
But Zaleski drops Strickland with a shot, and then finishes him off with some ground and pound. What a way to kick off! I mean, it was kind of slow action to start.
Kick off.
Yeah, I mean, it was slow action to start, and then suddenly, boom! First round knock of Zaleski in his hometown. Home country. I'm not sure if he's from Rio.
I'm not sure. We'll say home country.
They are from Rio. I'm not sure.
Here it is. This is what you missed when you thought he got hit with a punch.
Let's see.
Watch this.
Let's see the. Oh yeah, because I saw his right hand moving right there. Yeah, he that's a spinning.
He clearly threw a kick.
A spinning wheel kick that grazes Strickland right on the side of the temple. Actually, that didn't graze. It connected clean. Yeah, and then Zaleski comes in.
Wobbly legs.
Strickland's trying to grab him, trying to get hold of him. And what Zaleski's saying is, how damn you leave Sam Alvey? How dare you? He's making him pay for that.
Shout out. That's the first Sam Alvey shout out of the night. There'll be probably plenty more.
And now Sean Strickland
falls to the wayside.
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy who had a promising career.
I mean,
and
you know what?
2 of his last 3 fights.
That could be performance of the night right there.
Well, I mean, Zaleski, that moves it to 5 wins in a row. And, I mean, that's definitely – he's got to be ranked in the top 50 UFC rankings. And,
I mean, there's guys that have just come into the UFC and got 1 fight and were ranked.
Yeah, and, I mean, you find out Wednesday if he's going to make the rankings in the official TheMMATakeover.com rankings. So we got a little break to go into commercial.
That was I'm going to say that was a great way to start the card. Amazing knockout. That gets the action, our blood pumping when you see something beautiful like that. Now the roller coaster has taken off. Hopefully it does not quickly go down with a great fight like that. It took a long time to get there, but then again, it was a bomb.
And by a long time we meant half round.
Oh yeah,
we're very impatient over here.
Of course we are.
We just want to see him bleed immediately.
It's like that guy that's just bleed guy.
Just bleed guy.
Speaking of just bleed, he's coming. That's our next guest. We have a very special guest.
They're going to a commercial break on FX. We don't do commercials here.
No.
John Anik and Jimmy Smith, they can take breaks. We don't take breaks.
No, we don't.
One of the commercials just him was Stipe Miocic, the heavyweight champion of the world, doing a Modelo commercial. Speaking of Modelo, the newest sponsor of the MMA Takeover. Did you know that? I'm talking to myself. Dave's doing something. He's the newest sponsor of the MMA Takeover. If you're listening, send us a little message. Let us know. Let us know that you can hear us, because we're not checking. Yeah. So send us a message.
I think we just checked and we are still live.
Yeah,
so.
if you follow us on Twitter or something, send us a tweet or something. And tomorrow when we're all done with this, I'll check and find out that no one heard us while we did this for 5 hours. Speaking of 5, I mean, this is nothing for us. We've done. Me and Dave have done 24 hours. We kicked off the website, 24-hour marathon. Oh no,
12 hours.
Oh,
you just now. Okay, now.
I was setting up. I was trying to set up.
You're baiting me?
No. We got to do 24 hours now, but we did. We did 12 hours straight of MMA talk, just me and Dave, and that was the original calling a fight.
That was the original. That's true.
So
now, if you are watching this, and if you do want to send us messages, we will answer messages when we can if we see them.
We unfortunately, I know some people might want to hear if we go to a decision. We will turn the volume up very briefly to hear a decision. But we can't play it for long because of copyright, and we don't want to be one people to steal any money from
the UFC.
Or
all it takes is one time
WME.
in the UFC, and then your whole organization is crumbled down below.
Yes. Right now, Zaleski's meeting with John Anik, and they did throw a little brief promo for next week's card.
They did. Little
it's headlined by Damian Maia and Kamaru Usman.
Yep.
Also, they have the co-main event is Alexa Grasso versus Tatiana Suarez. The reason why I'm bringing that up right now is to segue.
That's what we do here.
Over to where we are broadcasting live on the MMA Takeover Facebook group.
But you have to. It's not public, correct? You have to. Is this a private thing?
You have to request.
So you have to request. So
it is public, but you have to request.
Yes. So it's not. You have to send an invitation. That's what I wanted to get at.
Yes. You don't. No. You do not have to be invited by someone in.
Yeah, but you have to just.
You have to request to be allowed in, and then you most likely get approved because I don't think we've ever said no to anybody.
But just that's just in case someone. If you do want to join, that's great because they have someone.
Fill the 3 questions out to make sure that you're not a robot.
Yeah.
And then we let you in. But one thing, the reason why I brought up Tatiana Suarez, we had a very interesting discussion this week that was started by me. I called it the plant your flag, as in like I claim this one, and we said, hey, pick someone that nobody's talking about that's going to win a UFC title one day. And I said, I will start. And I picked Tatiana Suarez. What do you think about that pick?
I think she's going to lose to Grasso next event.
Fantastic.
I'm calling that right now. That's my plant my flag pick that she's going to lose.
We did do bold predictions at the beginning of the year. And my bold prediction was Derek Brunson was going to go 3-0 and win the UFC title. And he lost in January.
Derek Brunson.
So he was going to go 3-0 in
He's still fighting Derek Brunson?
So one good thing is
that
they're talking in Brazilian, Portuguese, I believe it's called.
I think so. I'm not too familiar.
One excellent thing is we have 2 special guests who's going to speak Portuguese.
Should we already introduce the first special guest, or you want to wait till the next fight starts?
Because we can have our own interpreter.
Our own. That's true.
Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk about the card.
Give it a minute. Let's talk about the card.
Build up our first guest.
Hit the.
Our first guest is a former guest.
One of the
first celebrity. We have an actual movie star.
Yeah.
He's got a IMDb page.
Yeah.
He has submitted to the takeover.
Yeah. He was probably one of the first ever to submit to the takeover.
One of the first ever.
But we're going to get to him in a little bit. But let's talk about the actual pay-per-view portion of this card. We do have a title fight tonight. That's the main event. We have Amanda Nunes versus Raquel Pennington.
The funny thing about that fight, and not even talking about stylistic, is how they're friends.
Yep, they are.
And now
they're on friendly terms.
Everybody, no, they are legitimately friends. They've gone on vacations together and different things, and they really like each other. But unfortunately, this is a sport, and they're going to fight each other. Fortunately for us, they want to fight each other.
Yes.
Amanda Nunes, who's slowly becoming one of the most dominant champions in UFC history, defending a belt against Raquel Pennington, who kind of comes from the other side of the thing, where just grinder, who kind of
record doesn't look so pretty. It's,
but she's just one of these ones who
just
keeps pushing her career. She's been laid off for a while. She had a
she what you call a journeywoman?
I wouldn't call her a journeywoman. No, I think she's a
she's no Josh Berkman,
lunch pail type person. Just go to work. I don't know. One of those
blue
collar. Yeah.
She's a blue collar broad.
But there's also history tonight, and I'm not trying to be funny here.
I know. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Actually, history. It's the first time in MMA history that 2 openly gay females are fighting for a title.
Just in general, fighting in general, I think.
Is it general?
Possibly. I could be wrong, but we'll say fighting in the UFC for a title, but it could also be
one thing. This will be a trivia question one day on TheMMATakeover.com, which the trivia section is ran by Dave himself. Dave has it every single week on Thursdays. He does trivia.
I make it hard because I like the weird.
You make it very hard.
Did you get any of the ones this week it's 3? I do 3 trivia questions, not just UFC, MMA in general. So I thought Bellator, World Series of Fighting.
I went 2 for 3.
All that stuff. Which one did you not get?
I did not get the Heath Herring one.
You did not get the Heath Herring one. I thought you would have got that because that was a Pride one. I know you're a big Pride guy.
I am a big Pride guy.
So that's why I threw that in.
And that's Pride FC guy, not the other kind of Pride guy. Not that there's anything wrong with that because we have making history tonight.
We are making history.
But
so you got.
I did that one wrong. I know he fought multiple people that was on that list.
Yeah, that's why
a different person. I actually went with somebody who's fighting tonight. But I don't want to get to that because I don't want to give any clues to the answer so people want to check it out. But if you love trivia, head over to TheMMATakeover.com. Scroll down, you'll see the trivia. There's a whole section there. You can do this week's trivia, and you can just keep doing all of them. There's
it's because
25 ones. I used to run it for a while.
And it's only 3, so it's not like you have to sit through 15 questions. It's just 3. You have multiple choice, so you don't even have to think about it. You just.
They're not easy. We don't make them easy.
It's not like who's Conor McGregor's first fight in the UFC.
Nah, well that wouldn't be that easy. But that would be Marcus Burmage. But anyways,
see right there, the encyclopedia.
It isn't which Irishman has won a UFC title. No, that's not the question.
No.
What's
Rampage Jackson's first name?
Yeah, no.
It's not that.
Well, we always get sidetracked.
We get sidetracked.
Let's keep going.
We're talking about the website.
The co-main event.
The co-main event is another
very interesting matchup between 2 middleweights.
The co-main event could be a main event for like a Fox card or a Fox Sports 1 card. It is title. I would consider this a title eliminator fight. Would you consider that as well a title eliminator?
It could be. I'm not really sure who will get the next title fight, but the winner of this fight would definitely have a strong argument. We haven't even mentioned their names yet.
What is that fight then? To give us
the fight is Hanato Jacare, which means I believe alligator,
I think that's
or maybe crocodile. I'm not really sure.
Something like that.
Let's go.
Oh, should we get him? Let me get him on. Let me get him on.
Hold on. We'll get that question answered in a second.
Okay.
Actually, we'll ask him off the air. What does jacare mean?
Say that again.
Jacare.
Jacare.
It means alligator or
Oh, jacare. Yes.
It means
yes.
alligator.
Crocodile.
It's
Speaking to the mic. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just do it. We can.
Turn on the button.
We got to turn the button on, ladies and gentlemen. We can't hold it anymore. It's movie star himself. Before he speaks, you might know him. He was in HBO's hit series Brotherhood. Yep. He was in hit movies.
Give his resume.
Here Comes the Boom, an
MMA movie. Yeah.
He was
Grown Ups.
Grown Ups.
You were in Grown Ups.
Yep. He was in Grown Ups with Adam Sandler, Kevin James.
Yep.
Chris Rock.
What's the one? Yep.
And Larry DeCosta.
You were in what's the other one?
He was in. He's been in so many.
The Fighter.
The Fighter. Yep.
And then what was the other one that you were in when you wore the suit and you were in the bar? Was that the?
The American Hustle.
And American Hustle. I mean, those are big blockbuster films.
Yeah,
this gentleman.
He was He was a featured star in the indie hit. Is it indie? Is that right?
Indie. I would say indie.
Indie hit Legless. Which is a fantastic comedy.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who that is, it is Hollywood actor Larry DeCosta.
Hello.
Larry is also Portuguese born, so he can interpret for us. And what does jacare mean? Is it alligator? Is it crocodile?
I think it's a crocodile.
Is it okay? No. What's the difference between an alligator and a crocodile, Larry? You are an expert.
Crocodiles are more aggressive. They're a lot more aggressive. They're bigger, I believe. They're a lot more aggressive.
And you know this from your time being in the Crocodile Dundee 2 movie, right? Lost in New York.
A bit part. It was just a bit part he was in.
You know.
Now, Larry, you were one of the first to actually submit to the takeover, so you've been a fan for the website for a long time. Mm-hmm. You've actually been on before. You were on when it was the Dan Henderson, Michael Bisping 2 card. I don't know the exact number, but you were on that. You did join us for a episode of Call in the Fight, which we appreciate. And now we love to have you back.
I think off the top of my head, just guessing off top, I believe it was UFC 203.
203? Look it up.
I will look it up.
So UFC Bisping versus Henderson 2. That's the last time we had Hollywood actor Larry DeCosta in. Now, Larry, who is your favorite MMA fighter? You can either do current or past legends.
I like Randy Couture.
Randy Couture. What's your favorite Randy Couture fight? Because right now we're just trying to wait till they get the next fight loaded up. They're just showing some highlights. Randy Couture. What was your favorite Randy Couture fight?
It was UFC 204. I was wrong. It was UFC 204.
Okay.
Yes. 203. I think might have been when Stipe Miocic won.
Won the title from Verdum?
I believe. No. I think 203 was. I think Stipe might have fought. Was that over Alvari maybe?
No, that seems like it was past 204.
Past. Oh, after coming.
Yeah, after.
Let's see. Now we got to see what UFC.
So Larry, the Randy Couture. What is it about Randy Couture that you admire as an MMA fighter?
Oh, UFC 203 was Stipe Miocic versus Alistair Overeem.
Alistair Overeem.
I thought that was 204 and Bisping was.
I'm trying to talk to Hollywood actor about Randy Couture. One of the MMA legends, the Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. What do I like? Oh, I don't know. The guy was just a warrior. He was he could give it and take it, and the fights with Chuck Liddell there, those were classics.
Now you've actually been in an actual legit Hollywood movie with an MMA superstar. You were in Here Comes the Boom with
multiple MMA superstars.
Oh yeah, that is true. Multiple. You could give us a little background.
I was in Here Comes the Boom with Bass Rutten, who I met and hung out with on set.
Former
nice
UFC champion.
Yes, extremely.
Hall of Famer, UFC Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
extremely nice guy.
And is there any truth that you are going to be inducted in UFC Hall of Fame because of your role in that movie?
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing yet, but hey.
I do hear rumblings that they may announce that at UFC 225 that Larry DeCosta will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Legends wing. You know how they separate it to the wings, or a contributor. He'll be part in the contributor wing. No, but the Bass Rutten. There was also who else was in? What's his name?
I've worked with
Jason Mayhem Miller. Yep. Did you meet
Tim Sylvia? He met
I had lunch with Tim Sylvia.
Yeah. Lunch with the maniac Tim Sylvia.
I was in a movie called Oxymorons, and Tim played an inmate with me, and we hung out on set. We We had lunch together, sat at the same table.
I know the question that people are asking: could you take him in a fight?
Yeah,
I know it's on everyone's mind.
Is there any truth to the rumor that you taught him the punch that knocked out Andre Arlovski? Did you show him that? You showed him that punch, right?
I don't like to tell too many people that, but yeah, I showed him a few things. Yeah.
Right now, I have this microphone set up on a stand. I'm going crazy. I'm taking it off the stand.
Take it off the stand.
All right. I don't know if that helps anybody. I don't know. I mean, no one's listening to any of these. But
well, did you put it in the chats, in the groups?
It is in the groups. It is. People are talking.
Are people?
People are saying, yes, we can hear you, nice and clear. Tell Dave to stop talking so we can hear more of Keith.
Oh, God bless you. Well, Larry, we're glad to have you on. We got more special guests that will be coming during the night. But our next fight is up, and we have Nick Hein.
German
going against Davey Ramos in a lightweight bout.
I want to back up real quick.
We're going to back up. We're going to backtrack.
So the people who are listening, because if you're listening to calling a fight, chances are you probably know who's fighting tonight. But maybe you went to go look up like cats on YouTube and somehow clicked on our link and you can't.
You looked at cats and all of a sudden you got Cat Zangano and you're like, oh, what is this?
Yeah, whatever. You got stuck on our site and you're stuck on our YouTube page. You couldn't get off. Yep. And they're like, man, who is Renato Jacare Souza fighting? He's fighting Kelvin Gastelum tonight in a very intriguing matchup in the co-main event. Going to the MMA TakeOver rankings, Renato Jacare Souza is ranked 4th, and when we say 4th, we mean 4th best in the world. And we don't mean where we put the number 1 guy as champion and then rank him. No, we put the number 1 guy in the world. We think we put number 1.
Yeah.
So we believe he's currently the 4th best fighter in the world, or not
in
necessarily
that division.
Hold on, in that division. Yep, and also. Based on rankings does not mean we think you're the best. We think based on what you have done, you deserve that spot. Not necessarily you think they're better because, spoiler alert, I'm going to do it right now. I'm taking number 7 ranked Kelvin Gastelum to pull a huge major upset tonight over Jacare.
You out of your mind.
I might be out of my mind. But
Jacare is going to get him down, the lay and pray, as they say in the biz.
I always like to throw one upset out there, and this is the one I'm like, hey, I'll give a freebie to everyone to get one wrong.
Now, you used to do bets. You used to do your Cornerman Keith's picks.
I stopped doing the Cornerman Keith's picks. The reason why is, and I'm sure people say I was terrible at it, but no, the reason why is as I've grown in journalism, I felt there might be a conflict of interest to write about fighters, interview fighters, and then make betting advice.
That is
I just thought that might not be the most professional thing, so I decided to stop. Yeah. That does not mean that we won't have betting advice on our site.
Or we can make picks at our own judgment.
Yep, but I will not give people betting advice because I just think it's a conflict of interest. I think in a professional journalist, you shouldn't do that. I take it very serious, and but that does not mean I won't make predictions. You go to our site. You can always see our predictions.
And you made both predictions for both cards tonight. You made Bellator picks. Just the main card, and also just the main card for UFC 224. And please go to the website. You can see the picks. And they also give a to-date win-loss record for each picks at the bottom. So you can tally who's doing exceptional and who is doing terrible. When I used to do the picks, I am terrible at it. And I'm proud of that moment.
I am the reigning 2017 picks champion. Let's not talk about 2018. 2017 was a crazy year.
7 for 48. That's
2018, what I'm right now. I'm doing terrible. I'm middle of the pack. I'm middle of the pack right now.
Now let's talk about this next fight that's coming up with Nick Hein versus Davey Ramos. Let's talk to our special guest Larry DeCosta. Larry, do you have a pick for that fight? Now, if you want to wait till those guys come up, because right now they're showing a commercial for the pay-per-view tonight. If you want to wait till you can see both guys gain a little bit of analysis, see their statistics before you make a pick, but I think I know who you're going to go with. I'm going to say who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with, now I don't know the betting underdog or favorite, but I'm going to go Nick Hein.
You're going with Nick Hein?
I'm going with Nick Hein on this, but that's just me. I'm pretty sure he's the underdog like every other American fighting a Brazilian in Brazil.
But he's not American. He's Sergeant Nick Hein. It's German. We had a whole, and just so you know, Germany and America is not the same. We've had a whole war.
That's a loss on my record. Now I'm 7 for 58.
Have you ever heard of that? What World War II? I mean, I know it's not as popular.
World War II.
I know it's not as known as the MMATakeover.com.
World War II. I know. Yep. You're thinking when Bigfoot fought Mark Hunt.
Nick Hein has. I'm going to look him up. He has a 4-1 record in the UFC.
Nick Hein just beat somebody, but
he's
I
on
can't
a
put my.
No, he has not fought in a very long time. He's on a 3-fight winning streak.
I'm thinking of the other
and
German guy.
he has not fought since September of 2016.
A long year layoff.
Due to an injury. I'm not sure exactly what the injury. He was set to fight one of the most popular upcoming prospects, a guy that a lot of people think was going to be a very popular pick.
Right there. Hold on, before we get going.
His name was Zabit Magomed Sharipov. He pulled out of that fight. They were supposed to fight in September of 2017. So Nick Hines been out for a year and a half, and Davi Ramos, on the other hand, has a 14-2-1 record career. He is coming off a win over Chris Grutzamaka. Which Grutzamaka was actually doing pretty well before that.
Lozon.
He did, and I was there live. The MMA Takeover was there live in person.
Local guy.
He is local for
the tri-state area that we currently live in. Right. Now, Larry, as you've seen each guy, this is Nick Hein from Germany. He's the underdog. This is my pick. Yes or no? Do you like him, or are you going to go with the other gentleman?
Go with Ramos. He's got a 4-inch reach advantage there, which doesn't mean much. I mean, it doesn't mean any.
Reach is, even if it's a half-inch reach, you always go with the reach.
Yeah, he's got a He's always got a 4-inch reach on the.
4 inches. Trust me, I've been told before. 4 inches ain't nothing to brag about.
And that's why you got to put your kids to sleep, because once the pay-per-view starts, it gets X-rated.
So Davi Ramos is known for his jiu-jitsu. He's a former Abu Dhabi Jiu-Jitsu champion, which is the highest level of no-gi grappling, most prestigious tournament. But he's also a guy who happens to be great at jiu-jitsu, but likes to throw hands. He likes to throw hard, and this is a very intriguing matchup.
Here's David Maya's brother.
I'm gonna go with Larry. I'm gonna take Ramos too. I think Ramos might connect.
He's got a heck of
Come on, Nick Hein, the German. Him and Dennis
Seaver. I don't like
those
the
guys are some of the best German fighters ever.
Nick Hein.
And the fight's on right now. We're
Nick
at 456,
Hein and Drew Dober, former opponents, are actually relatives now because I believe Drew Dober married Nick Hines' sister.
Yeah, I did hear that.
But the funny thing is they fought each other once. I mean, that must be weird around Thanksgiving table.
I know. Round 2 next year.
Do they do Thanksgiving in Germany?
I don't know. I know they have Oktoberfest.
So they're starting off with 4:35 into the first round. 4:32, 4:31, 4:30. Just saying this so you can sync up your TV.
And hopefully you are syncing up, and hopefully you are enjoying this if you are listening to this.
And if you are listening to this, seek counseling.
Yes, you are.
There's something mentally wrong with you.
Very mentally wrong with you.
We're starting off, like the last fight, starting off a little slow. Hein coming out the southpaw.
I know you're just waiting for Ramos to shoot in. You think he's going to shoot in to get this to the ground?
I don't. I think he's going to throw big haymakers.
Stand and bang?
I think he's going to do the complete opposite of what he should do and throw haymakers. And he just Hein, smartly enough, does not drop down and grapple with Ramos. That would be falling into a
Lion's Den? Ken Shamrock reference?
A Lion's Den, as in like
Ken Shamrock?
Amanda Lioness?
No,
Nunes
Ken Shamrock.
Fighting tonight? Ken Shamrock, never heard of him.
He's the guy that used to fight Tito?
No, never heard of him.
What? Oh, sorry, Frank Shamrock.
No, Ken Shamrock fought Tito 3 times. Frank fought him once.
Exactly.
Tito is 3-1 against the Shamrock family.
But do you know the Shamrocks have a better record against Bas Rutten?
Than Bas Rutten has against them?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the old Pancrase. But the problem with the Pancrase fights is you don't know what was fixed and what wasn't.
They were all
fixed.
Back to the
action. Back to the action.
Nick Hein up in this fight, so he already had 1 round 1 with that knockdown.
You don't get that kind of Pancrase talk on
when was the last
FX
time
right
you
now.
heard Ariel Helwani talk about Pancrase?
Yeah, they're probably giving important background on the fighters that we should be talking about. Right now, Ramos shoots in, gets a takedown. This is a bad sign for Nick Hein to be underneath Davi Ramos, like I already said, an Abu Dhabi champion. Please. I believe he won in 2016.
Didn't you win Abu Dhabi back in 1981?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I did not win Abu Dhabi.
You pulled out with a groin injury.
But
you were close.
But I won a participation medal in Little League once.
Not looking good for Hein.
What are you talking about?
Hein's on bottom right now.
Do you know how tough it is to stop a German?
They're in half guard.
Very tough.
They're in half guard. Ramos trying to work with some light ground and pound. We got 220, 219, 218 left in this round. Looks like he's trying to set up a choke on.
He's going for that arm.
He's trying to set up he's trying to set up. You can see Americana here. or Kimura, some people like to call it. Kimura became famous when a Japanese man, I can't remember his first name, Kimura. Oh, what is he setting up? He's taking his back from the Kimura. What move by Dami Rao set up a Kimura and then somehow took Nick Hines back. Right now, that is high level jiu-jitsu right there. He's working for a rear naked choke. Hines up to his feet.
Yes, let's see if he can buck him off.
Trying to shake him off.
Okay, we're still. Let's see. And our surprise guest
we're not going to get to that guest yet.
That wow.
Got to do some behind-the-scenes stuff for us.
Behind the scenes.
Larry.
I can't believe we have a living legend.
When you were talking with Bass Rutten and Bass Rutten, what did he tell you how to get out of this position right now?
Well, it was quite extensive what he was telling me. It was too much information for me to share right now.
So I've had a lot of experience in this position because I've fought before, I've done jiu-jitsu before, and I've found there's always an easy way to get out of this position.
Tap.
You tap out. You always get out every time.
A lot of people don't take that advice.
No. Nick Hine, he's being composed.
Yeah, he's not.
Which is, you can't panic when you have a guy like Ramos on your back.
Seconds.
He's got 55 seconds left
To survive this. It looks like it's in.
He's squeezing.
He's
squeezing that rear naked choke. It's on his jaw. But you see that? See how his chin just moved?
There it is.
Yeah, he got him. I don't think it was choking. I think he popped his jaw. If you notice Hines' face suddenly jerked, I think he might have broke his jaw there, and the pain just got to Hine because it was not underneath the neck. But Davi Ramos gets the submission.
If you want to win a lot of money, always bet against what I pick. That's my.
It's a fantastic night so far for my picks in our Pick'em League. I'm a perfect 6 for 6 so far tonight.
See, I'm not. I don't think I would have to check to see what my pick'ems actually are.
And
is that through the UFC.com? Is that
that's through the UFC.com? We have our own MMA Takeover page.
I got to check what my picks are. Let me check what mine are.
It's open. You can send me an invite. You can jump in at any time to be in our league. Also, I believe I might. Did I have him in DraftKings? We also have an official the MMA Takeover DraftKings. You can every week we do a new one. It's $10 to play. We keep it to only 10 people. Top 3 get paid. Did I have him? Let's see how I'm doing. I am currently in 11th place out of 10. It's some reason I had no reception. I don't know what's going on right now. I can't check. Same refresh. Network error. Right now I'm in 8th place out of. I am not going to win any money so far, but I've only had one guy fight. That was Warley Avs. It's going to be 84.5 points. So.
Okay, so for my picks, I have one right, and it was the Emev fight, the second one.
Yeah.
But I did get Ramos, but I had my decision. So far I am.
So you're 2 and 4.
Yeah, it'll be 2 and.
I am a perfect 6 for 6
6
tonight.
for 6.
And,
but that doesn't matter. DraftKings is the only thing that really matters.
Well, I know how I always start off. Usually that means I'm going to flop on the main card, which we track. So let's go to Larry. Larry, recap that action. Just give us your overall thought of the action, your overall thought of the fighters.
Well, it started off slow. They were sizing up each other, but then, when the opportunity presented itself, I thought Ramos made the most of the opportunity by just going to what he was good at. It seemed like, and then he took advantage of it, and he thought he won the fight pretty convincingly,
So what are you saying is that you could last against Davi Ramos for longer than Nick Hine could?
Yeah, easy.
Who is it better about it, you or Nick Hine? Nick Hine has a good body. His body looks good.
I don't know. I've been working out, so.
I can tell. I mean, who have you been training with? You at a top team, or you in Coconut Creek? Is that where you?
Oh yeah, man.
Are you at Triforce up in?
All right, so we got a little break right now.
So well, Larry, for Larry's first pick, did you pick the first fight? No. So your first pick of the fight, first pick of the card, you're 1 for 1, Larry.
Larry is perfect. So we have
perfect
3
record.
People here right now, and 2 of us are perfect on the picks.
And I am not. I used to do my own picks for my own show on my own YouTube channel, and I would say this: I'm not the best, so always pick against me. And one time I had, out of a 13 card fight, I only had 2 right. And listen, I'm not just taking the underdogs every time. I think about it. So that is a surefire way to make a lot of money. If you want to make a lot of money, bet $9,000 on Raquel Pennington to win by majority decision.
So we will have other special guests tonight. They were supposed to be trickling in. I'm not sure exactly the time.
Probably for the extra pay-per-view card. We have Larry sticking out through the
want to
prelims.
continue. Let's continue to talk about. Davi Ramos. He's on a little win streak. I don't believe he's going to get in the top 15, but he's starting to get on the radar of
He's on the hot track to a top 15 ranking.
I mean, his jiu-jitsu game is, I mean, it's slick. You don't win Abu Dhabi without being world class. That back take, I mean, that was just a thing of beauty. If you don't like the ground game, go watch boxing. I think there was a boxing fight tonight.
There's always boxing on.
Lomachenko and some other bum, some tomato can going against Lomachenko.
Speaking of tomato cans.
Speaking of tomato cans, the newest sponsor of the MMA Takeover, Campbell Soup.
Campbell Soup.
The not the hearty soup. That's too expensive. So they actually went with the drained down soup portion. That's going to be the newest sponsor. But you know what? We'll take any sponsor. So if you own a business out there,
that is true. Now,
reach out to Keith at themmatatakeover.com.
That is true.
Keith at themmatatakeover.com. That's my email. You can send me an email, and
you'll work out an agreement.
I'll take money from anybody.
and the one thing, if you do sponsor, we will sponsor. We will say that thing every time. We will throw it in no matter what. We will throw your sponsor.
We will throw
name.
your name in everything.
You would be like, stop saying the name too much.
We will call out your company while calling a fight, as in, Amanda Nunes just knocked out Raquel Pennington, and you got a knockout.
You get a knockout with Joe Muffler there on Pawtucket Avenue. Tell him Keith sent you. And
ask for Skip.
Ask for Skip, and he'll.
Speaking of which, I think someone's at the door.
Someone's at the door.
If anybody wants to open, I saw someone.
We're here at the headquarters.
Either someone's at our front door at the.
Is it the pizza guy?
Or someone's breaking. We have not ordered a pizza yet. If you are listening, we usually what we like to do for the pizza, we like to throw out a poll out there. Vote A.
Let's see who's coming down.
Let's see who's coming down. Let's see who it is. Let's see who it is. Is it
Hall of Famer?
This is the longest walk down the stairs in history.
Walk down. I think I know who it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, first time ever.
First time. This is
we got to get him right on the mic.
We got to get him. Well, Larry, get him.
All right, pass the mic. Come on, Jimmy, you're up first. Come on, that's all right, brother.
You should not have walked in. Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, James himself, Mr. Tremblay. Would you like to be called James or Jimmy Tremblay? Speak right into the mic.
Jimmy's fine.
Can we hear him? Anybody listening at home?
Jimmy,
we can't hear him. All right, Jimmy.
There we go.
Jimmy's here. It's coming in. We throw him. That's how we do. We throw him right in.
Right to the fire.
Jimmy's.
You didn't tell anybody you were actually doing this, did you?
No, I don't. I always like to surprise people.
I'm sure everyone likes.
But I mean, I'm sure they all listen to it all the time. I mean, there's thousands of people listening. There really is thousands of people listening. At least we hope. If it follows what we normally get, we'll have a couple thousand at least. But with the special guest we have going tonight, I mean,
Hollywood actor.
We couldn't hit millions.
I mean, the sky's the limit.
I mean, this is gonna be as big as like presidential addresses. This could be
the royal baby,
Super Bowl, royal baby.
Yeah. The moon
speaking of baby, Jimmy, when are you gonna have a baby? All right, and just like that, Jimmy just has left the building. He's gone. I don't know where he went. He's gone. He was.
I think he didn't want to be on the show that you told nobody that was actually taking place tonight.
There's a plan for future puppies.
There's a plan for future puppies. Babies. Speaking of puppies, I'm allergic to cats.
Cats Zangana?
I know. I really am allergic to cats. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know.
I am. Jimmy, are you allergic to cats?
No.
Are you allergic to anything?
This show.
All right. Can you hear him? He's kind of like really far away from.
No, he's fine.
Take the mic right out of the stand. Take the mic out of the stand.
He doesn't want to do this.
I don't like the
stand.
stand. No, take it out of the stand. I don't even like it. I like it. I feel more comfortable.
What? You want to get up close and personal?
Yeah. So we got. No, we're good. We got plenty of time.
Larry, leave already.
We got a lot of time. You
want the remote?
Babe, can you open that window? It's really hot in here.
Well, because Larry's here. Larry's already taking off his shirt. His pants are next. He said. The heat.
It was freezing. The reason why I had chills. I got diagnosed with Lyme disease. So speaking of which, we're gonna do a charity. We're gonna do charity shock for my Lyme disease.
It actually
research.
We already got the name. Locked down with Lyme disease. We're gonna try to lock in the cage. We're gonna get a cage in the backyard, and you got to go. You pay money to grapple Keith in his backyard for a great cause.
All right, so let's talk to Jimmy real quick. Jimmy, you're watching the fights tonight. It's a little background on Jimmy. Jimmy, a certain fighter you've watched over the years. You really
admire.
Who's your guy?
I was following Tim Kennedy for a while. I liked him.
That's what?
Choice.
Tim Kennedy's a
fantastic.
Jim
Kennedy. You said Jim.
Oh no, Tim Kennedy. I mean, honestly, that's a fantastic choice. Obviously, he's a former soldier, special forces. I mean, you're a badass if you walk down the cage. You're even more a badass if you're special forces. Speaking of which, Jim himself is a veteran of our military, so on behalf of the MMA Takeover, we thank you for your service to our country. Guys like Jimmy is the reason why we get to do stuff like this.
We're gonna check.
You served too, Keith, right?
I did. I was in the Army.
You're an MP.
I was an MP, yep.
Yeah, we'll hold that against you. And a leg.
I was an MP for 8 years.
I think she wants to see if it actually clicked through.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
We had a disagreement earlier on.
Yeah,
with
we had a little
technical
we had a little technical
trying to get the pay-per-view.
With
so
the pay-per-view. I flipped out on the pay-per-view person.
It's true. Last time
they said it was ordered. Last time I checked, it still wasn't up there. So I would rather have my wife call them because
the name's in her account.
It's in her account. It was a big mess up. I would rather have her do it. But I mean, I'm sure this is really entertaining the crowd right now. Is my hint of her saying, "Can you please just call them? Give me it, please, thank you." All right, back to Jimmy. Tim Kenny, what is it? Just because of the military?
2 hours before the show. Make sure that it's
if you put $100 in, I'll get the cage. You can go one round for lockdown with Lyme disease.
So, is it because he was in the military? Is that what you followed?
Yeah, that's
him?
part of it. I just liked him too because he dabbles in so many different things, and to see him have time to get in the ring and actually be a pretty good fighter. At the same time.
Fantastic. I mean, former Strikeforce champion.
True. Yes.
Which is pretty impressive, being that he was a soldier while still fighting. It wasn't he didn't
retire.
Yeah, he didn't do one and do the he did at the same time to reach that high level, while also being the highest level of a soldier you can be, being a special forces. I mean, what a badass. Larry throwing out knowledge over there. Look at Larry throwing out.
Is that a trivia question? Next.
Larry's throwing out nonsense over there.
Larry Couture once ate at Applebee's.
He delivered mail at a military base once.
Yeah. Still hasn't been confirmed yet, but we're trying.
So speaking of Tim Kennedy, his last fight was against Kelvin Gastelum, who's fighting tonight in the co-main event.
Yep, the co-main event
against Hanato Jacare Sousa. Jimmy, do you have a prediction for that fight? Who do you like?
I do not. I do not have a prediction.
You don't get. I mean, this is best in the business right here. You don't get that type of analysis at other sites.
You're not ranked in the 30s for the best MMA website out of 50. That some of them aren't even active, but we're close.
No, I think we're higher than that.
I thought you were like in like 31. There was an article.
There was an article recently
that read the top 50 MMA websites, and you guys were ranked. But then some of the websites that only post one article every year were ranked above you.
I think we were like 23rd on that list, but we were ranking. But I think they update the list like every 2 years, so I think we'll be 23rd for a while. But it's still an honor to get that. I appreciated that. So the guy who wrote that article, thank you very much. I don't remember the name of the website, which
that's fine.
Immediately probably just knocked us off the top 50 for next year. We got a little break in the action because the last fight was
both of them
early.
Early.
Probably about 15 minutes. So right
time.
now, John Anik and Jimmy Smith are taking a break. They're
talking about this main event. But we're talking about the co-main event. But let's move on. Maybe we should talk about a woman fight on the card.
Ooh, very controversial.
Very controversial
fight. Probably the most controversial.
Yeah.
Do you want to set up who we have fighting?
We have ABC.
We can do this really quick because my wife's not in the room, so we can really talk about this fight.
Amanda Bobby Cooper versus Mackenzie Dern. Now, obviously, if you haven't been watching the MMA news in the last 24 hours, you know that she missed weight by
and who is she?
By 2 Whoppers. Mackenzie Dern, I said.
Mackenzie Dern, okay.
She missed it by a couple meals.
And she missed by 7 pounds. Let's just throw it out there.
7 pounds.
She missed weight class by 7 pounds.
That's a kid's bowling ball.
15 for a guy, isn't it?
She has. It might be. She has. I mean, she was only 2 pounds under the limit of the next weight class.
The next weight class up, yeah.
So I mean, she barely made weight for the next weight class, as Amanda Bobby Cooper's head coach said.
And they said disrespectful. They said that term was. They said she was very disrespectful.
She said she was a disgrace.
A disgrace to MMA.
Now I don't know if she's a disgrace. I think that's a little harsh.
I think she's going to win anyway, Mackenzie Dern. I think she's going to wipe the floor with ABC.
All right, so we got a couple seconds before my wife comes downstairs. Who's hotter?
Who's hotter?
Yeah, this is a very good debate.
Amanda Bobby Cooper.
Really?
Yeah.
Amanda Bobby Cooper. Okay.
Yeah.
I think to me it just comes down to what do you like? Do you like
red?
Do you like boobs or butt? Because they're both very attractive, and one has a.
Well, I know Mackenzie Dern likes to eat because after the weigh-in, she went right to that table. Didn't even look at her coaches. Went right there and said, "I'm getting something to eat."
She did not care. She did not make weight.
She lost 30%.
And she went right. I mean, this is 100% true.
Yeah.
She walked. If you haven't seen the video, she missed weight. They said she was 7 pounds over, and she walked right to where they had the display of food for the fighters after they weigh in. Zero discretion, zero Fs, as the kids like to say, given. She went right to the table and started eating. That's fantastic. I don't know about you, but that's fantastic.
I think she's gonna win. I think her first fight, obviously, a lot of hypes, but I think this fight she's really gonna showcase her ground game, and I think she's gonna easily submit ABC.
And what else do we have on the main portion?
We got Lineker and Kelleher.
Yep, we have John.
And then the
Lineker
legends
versus
the
Brian
legends
Keller.
kick it off.
Brian Keller, who I spoke with this week. He's very confident.
Brian Kelly, former
He
CES
obviously
MMA.
He obviously is an underdog, but I spoke to him this week. He's very confident. He told me, "You can take it to the bank. He's going to win."
Yep.
And I mean, he's been calling for a fight with John Lineker for a long time.
Lineker is
he finally got his request, and not only that, he's going into hostile territory.
Very hostile territory.
Going into Lineker's hometown. And he did that last time. He did that in his UFC debut. Not his last. I shouldn't say last time, but when he made his UFC debut,
Alicante.
Yeah, against a veteran and submitted him. So he wants to make it 2-0 in Brazil in the UFC. And then should we set up the last?
I said the legends. The legends are fighting.
Yeah, the first fight of the main card is two Brazilian.
Which I'm surprised about.
I'm a little surprised too. I thought it would have been higher up.
I thought it would have been the third fight or even the fourth.
But let's set it up. We have former UFC light
both champions.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to set it up, but okay. Former UFC light heavyweight champion.
I don't got time to wait.
Lyoto the Dragon Machida versus former UFC light heavyweight champion Vitor Belfort, who announced that this would be his last fight.
No, he's going to Bellator after
in the
this.
UFC.
The Bellator
he said he's going to retire.
So much money at him that he's going to come back.
He says he's retire, which means 6 months from now he'll have another fight
in Bellator
because he spent all his money and he needs a payday. But Vitor Belfort, the longest reigning fighter in the UFC, he debuted at UFC. Did anybody know which UFC he debuted
obviously
at?
you know because you saw it in what's his name's basement.
I did. I watched it at Jared Valenti's house.
Jerry Valenti's basement.
Shout out to Jared. We made it. It has been almost 51 minutes before we made a Jared Valenti reference. So that's an all-time record. We wrestled 51 minutes. But do you have a guess what UFC it was? Let's see. Can we do an over/under?
UFC.
We'll do
19.
19. Okay, 19. Let's go over to Jimmy. Which UFC did Vitor Belfort make his debut at? Speak it to the mic.
15.
Oh, he's
15.
going with 15.
His price is right in me.
Let's go with Larry. I know the answer, Larry. Larry's already asleep already. We've also made it.
Larry DePasta. He's
52 minutes before Larry started snoring.
Larry, what UFC?
This is. Jimmy. Obviously, Jimmy. Do you want to take a picture with Larry? Because this is Hollywood actor.
Hollywood actor, Larry DeCosta.
He really is a Hollywood actor.
Swear to God.
We'll go with the, when we get Larry back on, we'll give the rundown of some of his movies again.
Yeah.
But
IMDb.
Yeah.
He does have an IMDb. He really does. We're not joking. Really, Larry is a famous actor. Do you have a guess on the Vitor Belfort? Which?
I'm gonna say UFC 10.
UFC 10.
Okay, so how are we doing it? Whoever's closest, are we doing like
gotta be Price is Right
Price is Right style? Like if someone's under?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go to the score, and the winner is you said
UFC. I said UFC 19.
You said 19.
Your friend
Jimmy
said UFC 15, and
Larry
10.
said 10. Larry wins both ways. He's closest, and he's the only one that's under. It was UFC 12.
UFC 12.
19-year-old Vitor Belfort.
Just a baby. Doing TRT all the way back then.
and 19 years old, a Carlson Gracie black belt. And here we go.
Like that, we're at our next fight.
We have our heavyweights. We have Alexei Olenek versus Junior Albini.
Albini with the diaper he wore in his last fight.
There's a big contrast in between these two fighters. We have a guy with tons of experience versus a guy with not much experience.
Yeah.
We got a guy that probably considered more at the end of his career versus a guy kind of up and coming.
No.
This is, to me, I think.
Is that the diaper?
That was the diaper.
Jimmy.
He's rocking the baby body, too.
Yeah. That's his name. They call him the big baby. It's I think if I'm going for picks, I'm going Alessia. I think he's going to easily get down Junior Albini. Junior Albini did not look great against Andrei Arlovsky, and Andrei Arlovsky's, I think, pushing 68. But I'm going this guy right here, Olenek, by submission. Now, he's pulled off some great submissions, even underneath. In guard, he's pulled great submissions.
I mean, he's known for doing the Ezekiel choke.
Yeah. Oh,
fight. You can pass it after a fight. This is the heavyweights. You lucked out. You walked in the door with the heavyweights.
Yeah, so this is going to go over first round.
If one goes quick, it's probably this one.
Oh, yeah.
Alexei Olenek, a Russian fighter.
Oh, Russian.
He's known for Ezekiel chokes.
Yeah, that's a joke. I mean, that's the one I'm thinking of.
He's done literally. I remember we were live and saw a baseball choke. Only time I've ever seen it. We were live.
Reality fighting. We were just at reality fighting last month. Kenneth Rayside. I'm going to give my shout out to Kenneth Rayside.
And speaking of reality fighting, should we make the announcement?
Yes.
Calling of Fights next show will be reality fighting 102. We haven't talked to the owner, Kip Coley, yet, but
I think he'll let us do it.
Why not?
Why not? Reality fighting is a local promotion based
we have the newest play-by-play and color commentary.
Yeah.
And if you listen,
and maybe even a special guest from Hollywood actor.
Yeah,
Larry
right.
DaCosta.
Jimmy's gonna do his 3-man booth.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I mean, he speaks a lot. He
sorry.
It's okay. I know you're nervous about being.
So you want to get to let's give a little breakdown. We have Alexei.
What do you need to break down? It's gonna be
Alexei
over the first round.
He's 40 years old.
Please, that's the new 30.
He has an incredible.
It's like 52 and 12 or something, right?
52 and 11. Nice
11,
job,
close,
Dave.
yeah,
52 and 11 with one draw. That's what you might have been confused. That extra draw. 52
That extra
and
draw
11.
really threw me off.
He's actually retired from the sport twice already. he fought from 97 to 99, briefly retired, came back in 2001.
That's when the money was good.
Retired again after 2001, and then fought from 2004 to
He's like Ric Flair. He'll retire, come back, retire, come back.
To obviously, we throw a lot of jokes. A scary moment to get serious. I really got to get serious. His daughter was involved in the school shooting in Florida, the most recent.
Oh, wow.
Parkland. Yep. Thank you. Which is thankfully she was okay. She goes to school there. She was there when it happened. And I mean, thankful for everyone here. Everyone in the MMA Takeover, we're glad that she's okay. Unfortunately, not every parent can say that, but we're thankful for that. Thanks, get us.
Turn the box off and turn it back on.
Absolutely, we are not turning the box off.
Is that the same woman?
Is it a woman?
Oh, no, that's the problem.
They
probably know the number.
We're having a little technical difficulty.
He said your name on there, so they were like, oh, God, this maniac's calling over.
Over to Junior Albini. He's 1-1 in the UFC. He kind of took the UFC by storm when he beat Timothy Johnson, knocked out a ranked Timothy Johnson, I believe, in the first round. He kind of got rushed, took on former UFC champion Andrei Arlovski, and
he got decisioned.
Yeah, he lost a lackluster decision.
Yeah, I would say that.
Kind of stopped his momentum. So let's go to the predictions right now. Dave, you're up first. Who you got? Do you have Alexei Olenek or do you have Junior Albini?
Second round submission.
All right, over to Jimmy. Who do you like? Do you like the Russian Alexei Olenek or do you like the Brazilian, in Brazil, by the way, Junior Albini?
Yeah, I'm still taking Olenek.
Oh, we got
baby
two.
body.
He doesn't like the diapers.
He doesn't like the diaper situation.
Speaking of diapers, newest sponsor of the MMA Takeover,
Depends.
Pampers. Yeah. And
we need Larry. We need Larry's.
Larry,
one more
let's
pick
get a prediction. Let's hear a prediction. Oh, we got 3 votes for Olenek.
I think you're going Albini.
Well, I'm going to take with Junior Albini.
Wow.
He's not wearing the diapers this time. He actually has normal. He's supposed to.
Look
as
at
far
that
as
reach.
I know,
The reach is already.
He's got a 30-pound weight advantage. To me, I think Olenek obviously he's got the wrestling advantage. He's going to have the grappling advantage. He can pull submissions out, the craziest submissions ever. And then you got Junior Albini, who he's known for his power, his speed. So I think he might have got a little starstruck when he fought Andrei Arlovski. He said that he's a former champion. He said he was an idol when he started watching MMA.
He's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
When he was watching MMA, Arlovski was the champion. He was a little starstruck. So they're getting him in the ring right now. Right now, this tail of tape. Olenek is 13 years a senior. Jim, do you think at 40 years old that the age of Olenek is an advantage, being that he has so much more experience, or do you think that's a detriment, being that at 40 years old, who can compete at a high? Can you think of a fighter? Can you think of an athlete competing at 40 years old at a high level?
Randy Couture.
Oh, we see it right here too in NFL.
Yeah,
Tom
Jesus
Brady.
Christ, Dave, I was setting up the easiest answer in history. I'm getting a phone call. We got a phone call. Should I answer it live?
Yeah, answer it live.
I'm getting a phone call from Kyle Steele.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if there's no way. I got him on speaker.
I don't have that wire.
Kyle Steele. This is Loudmouth MMA. Kyle Steele. What's up, bud? We're going live. I mean, come on. We know you were listening. Don't pretend like you weren't.
Are you going live? That's the real question, because we'll jump on there.
This is Kyle Steele, ladies and gentlemen, from the Loudmouth MMA podcast. Kyle Steele. Kyle, can we get a quick pick from you, Alexei Olenek or Junior Albini?
I'm going to go Olenek.
Okay, and now do you spell, because Olenek spells his name 2 different ways for some reason. Do you spell it with the O's or the A's? Alexei Oleinik. I don't know if anybody can hear. I have no idea if anybody can hear Kyle. I'm trying to get. I got him on speaker with a microphone next to him. Alexei Oleinik spells his names 2 different ways, with the O's, and there's another way with A's. It's like Alexei with an O to start, and then Alexei with an A. It's 100% true story. I've seen it spelled a million ways.
This is like top news. This is.
Are you asking my opinion?
Yeah. Okay, they're coming out slugging right away.
Yeah.
Nothing to offer.
Okay, did you call for anything particular? Or you just want to jump in on the action?
I had no idea that you were doing that.
All right.
I was calling you to talk about UFC 16.
UFC 16. Was that the UFC with Frank Shamrock and Jeremy Horn?
No, that's UFC 17.
Hold on. Let me guess. Hold
Blood
on.
in the eye. Probably a.
Shamrock and who?
Igor?
Oh, that's the one where he picks him up and slams him in like a 10-second knockout. Yeah. Oh, Frank Shamrock was a badass back in the day. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
You're
From the Loudmouth MMA and also the Nicolas Cage podcast.
Yeah, that's double shout outs.
That's how we do it.
You already missed it. It looks like they're giving a poke in the eye.
And let's be honest, the only reason why he came on, just so we could throw that last second, I'm also going to be going live with my own thing.
He said
in 10
that?
minutes. That's what he just said. That's the only reason why he came on. Let's be honest.
knew it.
I know Kyle too well, and he knows I do. But they're coming out swinging.
Yeah.
Oleinik is busted up.
I think he got a little poke in the eye that.
We're gonna let Jimmy take the play-by-play from here. Oh no, he said Ezekiel. He said
if he gets it again,
he's gonna set up the. He's literally setting it up. If he can get his left hand
that's a big
right now,
baby
he has
tip.
it near his. He has it. Right
like
now.
Ben Davis.
Right now. He's thinking about. He did it again. Alexei Oleinik does the Ezekiel choke again. How the hell does he do it?
Didn't you teach him that?
I did not. No. Larry did.
Hollywood actor Larry DeConnick. Yeah, but he got busted up pretty good.
I mean, Alexei is busted up, but he got the Ezekiel choke.
40 years old, and he'll choke you out tomorrow.
It's incredible. You're on bottom. It's a submission that nobody else gets but him. I don't know if anybody.
It's like what's the name with the Von Flue?
40 helps though. That experience. That's what I was gonna say before your buddy called.
Oh, sorry. We cut off Jimmy to go right to Kyle Steele. Jimmy seems there was a lot of animosity in it.
I mean, you chose your.
Well,
colleague.
he did call me Angry Jim for an entire year.
He is Angry Jim.
Is that the new segment?
Jimmy is a very nice man, but every once in a while you see that little spit of anger, and it's it's like flashbacks from the war over there.
That's the new segment, Angry Jim's reaction, where he just
Angry Jim's reaction, where he just gets angry.
Yeah. Well, that's my first right pick of the night. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that's the first one I got wrong.
I said second round submission, but first round. So
Alexei Oleinik.
Wow. Give him the title. Give him a title shot.
Well, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, 40. I mean, he's he's going to be probably ranked in the top 10. He's going to move up there. I mean, the clock is ticking and how long he can do it. But man,
he'll be there forever.
Do not clinch with him, because if he can get that hand around your back of your head, and
I want to look at that beautiful woman.
How he does? Oh yeah, she is. I mean, she's a good-looking woman.
That's no Stitch Durant.
He didn't look like he was doing much of anything.
There's nothing you can do with it.
He went with the take my hand and tap it on your body.
Yeah.
3 times.
That's the quickest way to get out of a submission.
Quickest way.
That's on the new T-shirts. And speaking of T-shirts, if you want to get a T-shirt of the MMATakeover.com.
Yes, you can go right over to our shop. You go to the MMATakeover.com. On the top,
4X, Larry. That costs extra.
On the top, there is
That's
there's a thing you can click that says shop. It'll take you over to our page where we sell the stuff. We have
good quality stuff.
I'm wearing one right now.
Of course you would.
They're not made. They're not these cheap, Sal's T-shirt shop where you get like your logo is faded.
But then again, if Sal's T-shirt shop does want to
sponsor,
you wash
it twice. We will take Sal's T-shirt shop. But
that's for sure.
I mean, all the clothing is made by either Under Armour or Adidas, top of the quality, so the children like it.
I thought you were gonna say underage kids.
But Under Armour and Adidas, and the clothing is let's see. Right now I'm wearing what they call, I believe it's called Weather Control Under Armour shirt with our logo, the MMA Takeover on front. We also have T-shirts. There's polos. You can grab a Sam's Cola, and the new sponsor of the MMA Takeover, Sam's Cola, the only cola of the MMA Takeover.
This actually would be a great sponsor because you drink this stuff more than anybody I know.
I drink. I like Sam's Cola. Yeah, I mean, I don't drink expensive ones, but I will if they sponsor us. What else we have? We have polos. We have hoodies. We have backpacks. You can get a backpack. I mean, kid going to school with the MMA Takeover backpack. We got I think windbreakers. We got jackets. We got
all sorts of garments.
I mean, we had things for the children. We got clothing for the ladies. I mean, anything you want. I mean, Mother's Day's coming up. I'm sure you can get one. Mother's Day's tomorrow. Yeah. I'm sure you can order it and get like 24-hour shipping.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Father's Day's coming up soon.
Every holiday's coming up.
There's some holidays coming, and nothing's better for the children than the MMA Takeover clothing made by Adidas and Under Armour.
He's already ranked 10. I think he moves up to 6 in the rankings.
Back to the action. Olynyk got the submission in 140. I don't know. I mean, he was fighting against a guy who was under him in the rankings. So I don't know if he moves up too much.
Yeah, but he submitted him
but
in the first round.
And 45 seconds.
He beat a 27-year-old, and he's 40. And he did it convincingly, too.
Right now, this is the ultimate awkwardness where John Anik speaks in English, has to translate. The translator has to say it in Brazilian or Portuguese, and then Olynyk will say it in Russian. Then the translator will say it back in Portuguese.
Is he speaking
And I don't know. He might be speaking English. I can't. We have the volume off for copyright infringement. We can't play it too loud.
I think there's just an English to Russian translation going on.
Yeah, I would be really impressed because that guy always.
You know who is a great translator? Saul Almeida.
Saul Almeida, yes,
friend of the
Bellator
MMA
veteran. He is also CS veteran. Wow, Olynyk has 4 submissions in the UFC heavyweight division.
That's surprising because there's some big names on there.
The leader is Frank Mir with 8. Frank Mir, who just lost in the opening round of the Bellator Grand Prix, which continues tonight, right now, live on Paramount, the newest sponsor of the MMA Takeover, Paramount TV.
And we may switch over.
And do you want to do a quick Bellator prediction?
I don't even think the people are ready for a Bellator
Let's do
prediction.
it. The main event is Ryan Bader versus King Mo Lawal.
I'm going King Mo. King Mo knockout.
Really? And Jimmy, who you got in that one? Ryan Bader or King Mo?
I don't know either of those fighters.
Okay, that's it.
And draw. You heard him. He said draw, so no one wins, no one loses.
And that right there just basically categorizes Bellator for you. And you know who I'm taking? I'm taking Ryan Bader. I have him in our pool. We had a tournament with the 8 fighters. We had 8 media members.
Is this the third straight first round finish?
I don't know. I've been
Nick Hine was first round against Ramos.
Yes, 3 in a row.
I think they're burning through this so quick. There's so much downtime.
Maybe there's no judges there.
Probably not.
Maybe they got robbed. Speaking of robbed, did you hear about the judge? Hear about the people in Brazil getting robbed yesterday? The UFC fans being robbed.
I did hear that.
This is a true.
I thought that's why Jordan was going to say she missed away because of that.
I'm not setting up a joke. That really did happen. And I wouldn't joke about people getting robbed. That's a terrible thing to happen when you go on vacation. Maybe you're on vacation. Maybe you live there. You got robbed. The passports were taken, I was told. Money was taken. I'm sure a couple cell phones and. But I'll tell you right now. If someone stole MMA Takeover clothing line. Yeah. Put a warrant out for those son of bitches.
It's 9:08 right now, and there's only one fight left. So think of how much downtime we have right now.
We've had
an hour of downtime.
52 minutes.
52 minutes, including a fight that'll probably.
So let's
end
go to
the first
Jimmy.
round,
Jimmy, if you were robbed, what's the one thing you wouldn't want them to take?
If I was robbed?
If you got robbed by a bunch of Brazilians in Rio de Janeiro, what's the one thing you wouldn't want to be taken from you?
I guess when you're robbed, your dignity's already gone. So.
I thought it was very
virginity.
Virginity, yes. I would hate to be robbed of my anal virginity. That's my number.
He said virginity. Let's speak of that. So let's go. We might as well go there. The kids are already in bed. So Jimmy, who took your V card? Do you have a name?
It's still intact. That's what I hate.
It's
that's
still
why he's
intact.
afraid to go to Brazil.
If there's my anal type, yeah.
No. I'm talking about your any. Let's throw it out. Let's throw the young lady. Let's throw her name out there. Unless we know her, then don't. Please don't.
Unless you know her, no.
Unless we know it, don't. If it's just some girl that you met in high school, throw it out there.
Are you gonna be asking my current girlfriend?
No, I do not.
That's the answer. My current girlfriend.
Fantastic. That is a man right there who's been dating his girlfriend for a while, and he is seasoned. That's a wise answer.
That's like the Family Feud #1 answer.
That is a wise answer. Speaking of his girlfriend, he's I'm not gonna throw her last name out there just in case she doesn't want to be sworn by all the horn dogs who if you listen to a podcast right now, you would instantly try to look this girl up. But he dates
500 Facebook friend requests tomorrow morning. Probably
yes
would have
yes.
Questions answered.
And he is a military veteran. So don't. But he dates the lovely Brooke. That's the only thing I'm going to say about her name. Very lovely.
Now, has she
very
submitted to the
lovely.
takeover? I think that's the most important question.
She has actually helped. Believe it or not, she's
Really?
actually helped with. She's a marketing
stuff?
expert. She's actually helped with stuff. So thank you,
Oh, wow.
Brooke. So she has submitted. She's given us compliments on the site. She's fantastic. Jim, let the listeners want to know more about Jim.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming
Angry
they-
Jim.
Sure,
You gotta get.
I'm-
gotta get it
how
right.
long have you been
Riveting.
dating the lovely? We'll just call it lovely Brooke.
Yeah, go. That works. 8 years.
Eight
Wow.
wonderful years, or just average years? Up and down.
Up and down, of
Okay,
course.
up and down. All right.
That's like Andrei Arlovsky's career, up and down.
He did say that he's a dog lover and he's gonna be at the dog house tonight if Brooke is listening. And I'm gonna guess she's not.
No one's listening.
All right, and Jim is a.
Is he local? Is he a local guy?
He is.
Just moved.
Just move.
He is in school. I'm not gonna give out too many information, but because we
Give
do
us-
have some
not gonna give
weirdos that would
information.
probably
His
look into
social
it.
security is
But he
817.
plays softball with me. I believe. I mean, Jim has been crushing it in softball.
Is it co-ed?
It
Co-ed
is, not,
softball?
is no, but I have been playing like a girl.
Is
so
it a beer
maybe.
league?
I've been terrible this year. I mean, hitting wise, I've been okay, but fielding, I've been terrible. And usually I'm.
Is it a
fielding.
beer league or is it
Usually
an actual
fielding is my strength. I wish it was a beer
It's an
league.
actual league.
league? Actually, not a beer league.
Yeah, usually fielding is my strength, but not this year. But I'm blaming it on the Lyme disease. Anytime I do wrong, I'm blaming it on the Lyme disease.
Exactly.
But Jimmy, I mean, I know you hit a home run last week. Did you hit one before that? I mean, you've been crushing.
Hit one of the scrimmage game we played.
But you didn't hit. Oh, you only have
No,
one home run in the
one
season.
One track power the first.
You hit a home run this week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I crushed it. Like it hit. He hit it out of the
I heard,
field.
I heard it's delayed.
That
Is
hit
true?
that hit another field.
It's still going, right?
It might be. It might
Okay.
be.
Put it in orbit. No, not quite.
I mean, that softball did better than Junior Beanie did, though.
Big baby.
And Jimmy he's one of these guys who kind of plays all the positions. He plays a lot of outfield.
That's the most important part. I used to play softball. That's the most important part of softball.
He actually plays on the field. He doesn't. He didn't just pay the.
Sorry, I meant I drive by the field a lot
He
on
didn't
my way
pay.
to work.
And to the to all our European international, we have a lot of listeners in the UK.
Oh, they're showing this fight. They're you know it's bad when they're showing a fight pass just to kill some time.
Yeah, they're killing some time. They're going to give us a prelim that already happened. We already know what happened, but let's just pretend we don't.
I actually don't know what happened. I did not
Oh,
actually see
yeah,
this
you
fight.
weren't here. I actually
not
did
seen this
watch
fight.
it, but we'll set that up in a second. I'm going to go back to our UK fans because
You are
They-
international. See,
they
that's
are
the,
listening to
that's
us.
the funny thing. You are international.
Last time we did an analytics check, I don't remember how many countries are in the world, but there's only 16 left that we haven't been in, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to say there's only 16. And I don't mean this. I mean our website. And I don't know about. I have never done analytics on the YouTube, but on our website, and all the 16 countries are like some weird African countries I never heard of. North Korea, but you know what? Donald Trump is going over there meeting just to
never know.
see. And you know how the presidents give each other a gift. You know what?
MMA takeover, can koozie.
I mean, imagine Kim Jong Il in a MMA takeover jacket,
Yeah.
maybe the backpack. I mean,
Submitting to the
fantastic.
takeover.
I mean, nothing says international like
Peace treaties
peace
and
than-
an MMA
than a-
takeover. Bonding over
a
the
polo
MMA
shirt from
takeover.com.
MMA takeover.
Oh, I think. So.
Okay,
I think is there
Jimmy,
another special guest here?
We have another special guest. We'll get to them. I just want to continue.
We gotta
on
get to
Jim.
the pizza talk because
Uh,
that's what we're all here
do
for.
we do we let someone step right up and we go to the pizza? I think it's time. You guys think it's time? Let's
Well,
check.
we gotta see the special
Let's
guest.
check that poll results real quick. It
You-
was text A for Domino's, text B for Famous.
Famous pizza. I heard
It looks like Famous got a winner from the listeners.
God bless those listeners. They
you know what?
make the site what it
The
is
difference
today.
between Domino's and Famous is Domino's, you get a little bit more for your money,
I thought
but
you could say that
Famous you get a
cardboardy
little
taste.
quality for your money. So I mean,
I mean,
let's
Famous should sponsor
let's
this.
have Jim decide. Do you want to be with the people and go with Famous, or do you want to make a executive decision on the pizza yourself?
No, I'm all about the democracy. Let the
Because there's
people
only two
decide.
pizza places in this whole this whole county. There's only
It's
two
for-
that deliver.
A strip of pizzas. There's like 15 pizza joints on Route 3,
And yet
about
you
a half
choose-
mile away. We've been living here for 9 years before Jim was dating the lovely Brooke, and
you
we've
still
never
choose-
gone to any other place other than Famous
Or Domino's.
or Domino's. Look, I mean, we like consistency. So, what do you think? I think it's time have my lovely wife, Crystal. I'm not gonna say
I
her,
think she's still trying to figure out if the pay-per-view is still ordered. That's the biggest
which
thing.
is a lot of weirdo MMA fans who have friend requested my wife as And I'm sure it'll be even more now.
Probably.
Especially when we get her on the mic later. Well, she's saying she won't get on, but I'll tell you right now, there's no way she doesn't get on the mic. She's one of those ones who pretends she doesn't want to talk, but she will.
She'll talk, and then she won't shut up.
So Jim, let's go back to Jim. What's your beef with Kyle Steele, the Loudmouth MMA? What do you have against Kyle?
My beef with Kyle? I don't have beef with Kyle.
Didn't sound like there was a lot of animosity earlier. Who would win in the fight, Jim or Kyle?
Probably Jim.
I think to me that's a no-brainer. Definitely Jim. I'm sorry, Kyle. Jim definitely winning that fight.
From what I've seen, a picture of Kyle and this gentleman sitting right next to me.
No, that would be. I mean, there's no way Kyle's hitting home runs in softball.
Is that the challenge? Is there going to be an MMA Takeover softball league?
Loudmouth MMA versus?
It'll just be you two guys just to play catch.
Versus the MMA Takeover softball challenge. No, he recruits his team. I recruit them. I got Jimmy on my team. Dave, you played a little. You can sit the bench again.
I'll ride the tine. What do they call it?
We never explained it.
I'm
gonna let Jimmy do this. Jim, explain to the UK fans what exactly softball is.
Oh no!
We'll get to our special guest. We got a new
special guest, former Bellator welterweight champion.
Jim, break down exactly what softball is to the UK listeners.
Softball is pretty much baseball for old fat guys who can't play baseball anymore. So the ball's bigger, moves a lot slower when it's thrown to you.
And Jim is being very nice because he's not fat at all. We're gonna go. This is a prelim. I'll just go right to it. James Bochniak versus.
I'm picking Bochniak.
You gotta take Bochniak.
Even
Jim, who you got? I already know who wins. I can't make a prediction. I did pick it right though earlier. Do you want the guy with the ponytail on top of his head or not?
You gonna make room?
We have a former LFA. We have a former LFA veteran in Marcus Perez. They're both 0-1 heading into this fight. 0-1 in the UFC.
You got the mic now.
No, he's got the next fight. You already got it. This fight already started, Jim. You can't pass.
He already did the fight. He did the heavyweight fight.
Yeah, you got another one.
I got it right.
Get Larry on.
This one's quick. This one's very quick. This one's very quick. Just we'll go. Jim's gonna take the play-by-play for me. Go ahead, Jim. Go.
Guy did something.
Play-by-play.
Yeah, you got the play-by-play.
He's got him up against the fence. Needs
Natural.
to run. I don't know, dude.
If you look very carefully, you can see he's got that therapy where you do the glass. You
cupping. It's called cupping.
Yeah, I think Perez
Speaking
has it on his
of
back.
my friend Gilbert Smith, a former Ultimate Fighter, his wife does the cupping therapy. Check it out. Help him out. We always try to help out a friend.
Doing a little softball talk.
I think he has it.
So
I was explaining it to
the UK fans.
Are you still
UK
on hold?
listeners?
Still?
28 minutes.
Quick plug for Cox Communications.
Dude, I sure hope this works. That would really suck because we have thousands of people listening. We've had a little technical difficulty with our pay-per-view. I yelled at somebody. I can check in a minute because the pay-per-view will be on in a minute. I can check after this. Actually, I can check now.
We're gonna check now to see if we actually
when the commercial break, I'll check. Is Marquise Perez takes his back. If you use cheap asses who didn't don't have Fight Pass, who didn't get to watch this fight. You probably are a cheap ass if you listen to this instead of watching. You didn't pay for FX.
Who pays for FX?
Marcus Perez has James Bochniak's back right now. Perez, a Brazilian. This whole card is full of Brazilians. Obviously, we're in Rio de Janeiro.
You have regular Coke?
No, we have Sam's Cola.
Oh, you lied.
There's some. Right now, we're getting the beverage. We're getting the beverage.
That's a disappointment if I ever heard one.
We do not have any beer. I'm not a big beer drinker. I'm not a big
You
alcohol
never bring
drinker.
beer.
I will socially drink, for those who wondering. But I tell people to bring their own beer. I got no problem with drinking. But if
I'll have 2, but I actually drink 12.
that has happened before in the past, where I said I'm going to slowly drink and then I drink too much. But speaking of drinking too much, James Bochniak is on half guard. I have no idea how that. I just went with that.
Well, he's not in half guard.
Yeah, he's in half guard. Well, he's in. Sorry, I'm sorry. He's in Bochniak's half guard.
There you go.
I apologize for misinformation. We have 2:23 left. 2:22 for those listening at home. Want to make sure they're synced up with us.
Larry's leaving. He's already taken
Jim, I'm sorry. Who did you say was going to win? Guy on top and bottom?
I don't believe I did.
He didn't make a pick it. And Jim is gonna have his only fight was because he's gonna be a live special guest on the Loudmouth MMA podcast. He's trying to bring peace together between him and Kyle. Kyle is an egomaniac, so when I mentioned that we talked about him, he will definitely re-listen to this.
That's a good thing.
That's all right. I do the same thing when he talks about me on his podcast. So
I think it's going to be over here very soon.
He's trying to set up. He's got his back. He's got his hooks in. He's locking in a rear naked choke. Bochniak's trying to defend. Does anybody want to make a $100 bet how this fight ends?
$100. That's chump change.
I'll even give you the exact time. No. For those who are watching home, unfortunately, this was a Fight Pass prelim that already happened earlier tonight.
First fight.
This was the first fight of the night. I don't want to ruin it if you haven't seen, but what's happening is they've a lot of early finishes so far on the Brazil card.
And right here's another one.
And his unders, he's got it on his chin right now. He's squeezing, trying to send a rear naked choke. Bosniak's not defending well. He switched his hands. He's got underneath his arm.
And he's
squeezing. Bosniak's turning red.
He got out of it.
Speaking of turning red, Larry's turning red if we don't order any more pizza.
Larry is dying for that nice slice of bacon pizza.
Literally, Dave. No one. We got to have a pizza off later. Between. I think we were all under the impression that there would be punch and pie at this party.
Punch and pie?
What the hell is punch and pie?
He's making an MMA joke.
I don't know. Robert, with the terrible.
Robert he's setting up his new stand-up community. He's over there at Chuckles down there.
He forgot.
Yeah, he's opening up for Gilbert.
I'm gonna get the pizza going right now. I'm gonna get special guest. I say we keep Jimmy keep going. He's going because honestly,
I'm going strong.
This is Jimmy's first time doing calling a fight. So we'll let
Are
him
you gonna try to see
let him
if
pop
the
his cherry? We
pay-per-view is
did
ordered?
talk about popping cherries with Jimmy earlier. So I was like, Jimmy, relax. We have children. There are some children listeners over here. Holy moly! But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute
Don't make
break.
it too long, because
And while that happens, I'm going to pass the mic to a calling a fight veteran, a long time. He has submitted to the MMA Takeover.
He wants nothing
I think
to do
he
with
actually
you.
occasionally reads our stuff.
He wants.
That's the one. That's the one guy who does.
Mistakenly opens it up and it's out there. He's like,
Ladies
"Oh,
and
crap."
gentlemen,
Closes the tab.
drum roll, please. Cause we have no video, so no one can see. But he's a guy who's been requested many times.
It's true.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I think he still has a.
we still have another special guest that better show up because we were really planning on using him. He's usually better here now. No, another special guest. I'm surprised he's not here yet.
the pizza guy.
No, the Brazilian in the Brazil card.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be filling in for me right now. Robert Lamar.
Yes. Okay, let's see your
Thank
stand.
you. Thank you, Ginger Wonder and Chicken Parm.
So a guy from high school runs into a bar. How's it feel?
Runs to a bar?
I don't know. I felt like you were gonna come in with a
joke?
hot joke, but it turns out it was just.
No, I don't have any hot takes here.
No.
Maybe Jimmy has a hot take. So I hear you're talking about popping cherries earlier. What kind of cherries? Maraschino cherries?
Cherry Cokes.
Cherry Cokes.
Cherry Cokes are delicious.
Yeah.
Do you still have? I remember a while ago you're supposed to give me like a webcam. You still have that or no? Is that?
I do still have a webcam.
That was almost like a year ago. Every time I see you, I'm like.
I'm saying I offered, but
You
you all said no, we're good. You know.
No, that was Keith.
Are you
what'd
saying
you
that Keith runs the show?
Did you sell it or do you still have it?
I'm hearing that Keith runs the show. That's what I'm hearing right here.
He is the show.
So-
Look at that MMA Takeover T-shirt.
I thought you were the tech guy.
Did you use it or no? Did you just
No,
sell it?
but it's still sitting in a box someplace, so it's available to bring that little high def extra.
Because I want to
magic
try
this
it next time. Next time,
broadcast.
if we don't get kicked off the internet for this debauchery that we're doing,
Well, trust me, I've been on the internet a long time, and this is nowhere near.
I don't know. Net neutrality is right there, man.
No.
We don't have video.
I don't think Dave here was talking about that kind of video.
He's talking. A while ago, he hit a webcam for me that we were gonna maybe one day
that was
use.
never procured from my box of goodies back at the house. So
I don't know. I think unfortunately I don't think we're gonna get the main card. We may have to take this. We have to take this to Buffalo Wild Wings. Amazon. We're not sponsored by Amazon Prime, so we can't say it. Oh, that's the most important thing.
so you put it on Prime and you cast it over? Is that what you did? Yeah.
I thought the missus was still trying. Oh, boxing's on. Let's talk about boxing. Okay, we got.
Well, I do have to say, we won't name any. Won't name any names with the company that's having issues, but I will tell you it rhymes with Horizon. Is that? It's not the first time we've gone around and around with Horizon. I do remember one time.
We may actually have the pay-per-view.
Oh.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I only come.
Why
to
does
your
it
house
say?
for this.
Well,
he hasn't
have her
told her
be on
yet.
hold with the pizza guy.
Oh, my
At least he
goodness.
didn't leave her there.
No, you should have seen him earlier. He was like yelling at the lady on the phone,
So every time
and
I
that poor
see,
woman was like, "Okay, I just need the information." He's like, "I gave you everything. Just what more do you need?" She's like, and it was just like, "Oh, I just need her. She has a 6-code password." He's like, "I don't have." He's just like
Yes.
yelling. Like then I heard him like slamming a desk, trying to find
Keith
it.
has been known to go ham on
Oh,
Horizon
I felt so
before,
bad for that poor woman just doing her job.
I have to say, every time I see Souza here, it always reminds me of Bloodsport. If you just put a mullet on him. Remember the guy that Van Damme fought?
I've never seen Bloodsport. I'm not a big like MMA movie.
Yes. You say, does that not remind you if you put a wig on? Yes. Yeah. Every time I see him, I'm like, oh, that guy still has a career. So he's doing great.
Yeah, look at him. He's chiseled. Are you excited for these fights tonight? I know sometimes you're more excited for the camaraderie and the pizza than the actual fisticuffs that take place.
I am more of like a fellowship guy, but I do enjoy watching somebody get punched in the face now and then.
Now the main event, we have two, as Keith said earlier, two openly gay women fighting for the UFC title.
I'm not sure if you're going for the historical angle on that.
I don't know.
Going for the
I'm going for the historical angle.
Okay, just checking.
This is a real pivotal moment in the history of UFC right here.
I think maybe for women in general. I wouldn't say UFC. It's maybe for women in general.
If you're talking about social topics in UFC, when do you think they're going to allow the first transgender woman fighter?
There is the one woman that does
not
fight.
in the UFC.
Well,
though, right?
not in the UFC. I think it's like Fallon Fox or something.
I don't think you got to worry about. I don't think it's a UFC question. Isn't that like an athletic commission kind of thing that you have to worry about? It will happen because it's happened in some sports.
Yeah, it's already happened in smaller promotions, but the UFC, it could. I mean, you never know. If there's money to be made,
yes,
Dana White will have Ronda Rousey fight a horse. If there's a way to sell it.
Well, you see it. I've seen it in middle school. I've seen it in high school. I don't know that I've seen it on the collegiate level yet.
Because it's in the Olympics.
So.
I
think you're right. That's right. Yeah. So maybe at some point they will. Like you said, Dana's going to sniff those dollars, and one way or another, he'll put it on screen for everybody to see.
Now the question is, when do you think the first openly gay man in MMA is going to happen? I don't. Who?
Is there really no openly gay man?
I don't think, Mr. Encyclopedia. They're not officially, but there have been people I think that have retired that eventually did come out. But
I don't think I even want to get into suspicions because I don't want to be.
No, we don't want to name.
I don't
names.
want the MMA takeover to be associated with bringing somebody out against their will. So with outing somebody. So I think we should probably avoid that topic.
We'll avoid that topic. But I think it'll happen soon because it happened in the NBA recently a while ago and. It's going to happen soon. But let's talk about the actual main event card. Who do you have in this women's title match? Do you have Amanda Nunes versus Raquel Pennington? Give me your thoughts.
So I typically love to get the underdogs.
That's my man. This guy's.
I want Pennington to come in and
there she is. That's your underdog right there with a record of 9-6. That's a
very deceiving.
That's a great record.
I think she's gonna come in there and
take off her shirt.
She's gonna channel her inner like Julio Cesar Chavez and just box her up. But
you know what? I'm actually going the underdog here. I'm going.
I never heard of Julio Cesar Chavez. Never heard of the guy.
I'm going Pennington.
He's in that sport where you just punch the other person in the face a lot, in the head,
what
that kind of thing.
Boxing?
Never heard of it. Never heard of this. Boxing.
Yeah, it rhymes with foxing. So.
Oh, fox hunting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. What channel?
Yeah, it's those kind of people right there, up there with the big gloves.
Oh, the bigger gloves.
The bigger gloves, yes.
You talking about ones. Punchy?
Yes. Is that what it's called?
Well, when you get punch drunk and you keep getting punched, like.
Got a big fight coming?
We got a big fight. We're waiting for our special guest to come because I don't think
he's not coming.
Our Brazilian correspondent.
Just tell me you're not coming.
So who's?
He said he's not coming. He officially said.
Mr. Felipe is not coming, huh?
Oh my God! Now we got to bash the crap out of him.
I had a great joke set up.
Call him up. Call him up and ask him why he's not coming.
I don't know if he's listening to this, but I got to say, it probably wasn't his choice to not come. He probably got overridden.
Get him on the phone now. Did we order the what?
Pizza is ordered on the way.
What kind of? What'd you get?
I got 2 bacon and
two
pepperoni.
From where? We didn't. Fame?
It's got to be from Famous Pizza. It's always got to be Famous Pizza. Yeah.
It's a little pricey. You get what you paid for.
But when you do Domino's, it's got that like office break room generic feel. So
that cardboard taste is delicious.
No, I'm not. I didn't say the pizza was bad.
They're a potential sponsor.
It's true.
I did not say the pizza was bad.
Famous is a potential sponsor. We'll get the pizza guy down here. Bring him down here. We'll get him on.
I'm over here talking like I'm
You're miming it. Get on the mic. Get on the mic.
I'm not saying anything.
Like, Jimmy, what's your favorite pizza? What's your favorite pizza?
No. We order Domino's fairly often, so we understand. So we're gonna bring back.
On behalf of the MMA Takeover, we'd like to thank Jimmy for doing the last 2 fights.
Two-fight Jimmy.
Yes, thank you, Jimmy.
Oh, here comes
Everybody
Larry
give
D.
Jimmy a hand.
I'm gonna jump in the middle.
Jump in the middle.
Right between. Okay, actually, I'm not gonna sit in the middle. I'm gonna sit over here.
You sit next to here, next to.
We have a interesting middleweight bout coming up. We have Cesar Ferreira, former Ultimate Fighter winner, versus Carl Roberson, a known from the Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series. He is 1-0 in the UFC with a knockout over.
He's 1-0 in the UFC?
Darren. Yeah, that's what I said, right? Darren Stewart. Cesar Ferreira is a fantastic grappler, but he has one of the worst chins in all of MMA.
I don't know all of MMA.
Glass jaw Joe chin.
That, like, you hit him, you would knock him out. Good night. But
well, I'm not going to take the chance to try to hit him. So
he's built. He's ripped like you wouldn't believe. He's got a great physique.
That's him right there. He's speaking.
Well, so is Rockhold, but
I mean,
his physique showed that just takes one good shot. So
his physique looks a lot like mine. I mean, there's very few of us with a physique like that.
So is he channeling the hashtag dadbot? Is that what we're doing here?
No. He looks like a friggin'.
Well, I mean,
he looks like Paul Orndorff or something. Like his
Mr. Wonderful.
You like that, huh?
Oh, yeah,
old
that's a good
school
reference.
wrestling reference.
Yeah.
Talking like Jimmy the Anvil. I mean, what are we going here?
Jimmy the Anvil Neidhart?
actually, the
Oh
problem-
god, he's like
the issue-
400 pounds now.
The one thing is you can never judge guys by how they're built. A lot of times the guys who are really built.
Take Abbott.
No, the guys who are really built, it takes a lot
Butterbean?
The more muscle you have, the more oxygen you need to fill, and it gasses guys out.
Which we did see when we.
Which is the reason why I don't work.
Happened in Nagano, yes.
No, it is. No, that actually is true though.
No, it's
the more muscle
have
you
you-
have, the more oxygen you need in the muscles.
Overall size, yes.
Yeah, that's what. That's why I don't work out. I was just setting up a joke.
I thought that was the Lyme disease.
I was joke. And, Jimmy's coming over.
Jimmy ruined it with his facts.
Jimmy's
over
coming
there,
over with
logic.
actual.
It's like that is incorrect.
Jimmy's gonna give us the full breakdown.
One good example of
the
that is
pizza calorie
Lier Latifi.
intake.
That guy is built like a brick house.
Who?
Latifi? Lier Latifi?
Ilir Latifi.
That guy
is one of the
he couldn't even fit
scariest.
through this
Ilir
door.
Latifi might be the scariest looking man in MMA. He is a scary looking dude. Another scary looking dude is Francis Ngannou. That's a scary looking dude.
This was a conversation we had when we were at TD Garden. Remember how built Nagano is, but he could not. After the first round, he just couldn't swing his arms. Couldn't pick him up, really.
Well, Stipe turned into a wrestling match. Did a very good job. Stipe Miocic is fighting Daniel Cormier. If you want to do a little preview, Daniel Cormier at UFC 226. It's champion versus champion. Daniel Cormier trying to win 2 belts, challenging the. Should we do a prediction? Real quick? Can we do it? No, it's too early. We had a lot of people come back.
You got to do the next card, which is, I think, the Maia versus Usman. Is that the next
That's
one?
next week's card. That's next pay-per-view.
No, next pay-per-view.
Next pay-per-view card is, I mean, how could you forget? In the co-main event, but really the people's main event, we have Rafael Dos Santos going against the Colby Covington.
What about CM Punk? That's all I care about.
No. Colby Covington.
CM Punk sells pay-per-views. Everyone knows that.
Mr. Covington, yeah. Weren't there some comments thrown back and forth between him and Joe Rogan?
There's
very recently where.
So let's get Larry. I want to bring Larry in over here for a second because speaking of Colby Covington, being that we're in Brazil, I want to ask Larry exactly about Brazil, being that he's Portuguese and there's no difference between Brazil and Portugal. Larry,
well, our Brazilian correspondent was
Larry,
here,
so you got to speak in the mic. Is it true that, like Colby Covington says, Brazil is a dump?
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was. It's confirmed that Brazil is a dump. I'm not going to go. I was expecting to say no, so I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go with that joke any further before we lose all our Brazilian listeners. I was expecting him to say no, but way to go.
Is MMA big in Brazil? I don't remember.
You know, it actually is not. It's more jiu-jitsu that's big in Brazil. MMA is just kind of the afterthought.
Well, they're in Rio de Janeiro tonight. Larry, have you ever been to Rio de Janeiro?
No, but my grandparents are from there, so my roots are.
We didn't ask about your grandparents.
Okay. No, I.
Stick to the question.
No, I just seen the movies, you know.
Which grandparents? Father's side or mother's side?
From both sides of the family.
Did they ever fight? Boxing?
Who would win in a fight?
Yeah, who would win in a fight?
Who would win in a fight? Your dad's dad or your mom's dad?
My mom's dad.
Who would win in a fight? Your dad's mom or your mom's mom?
Yeah, my mom's mom. Yeah.
So
pretty lopsided.
It's mom's mom and mom's dad. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay. To finish up Larry DaCosta's grandparents tournament. Who would win? Your mom's mom or your mom's dad?
versus Nick Hyde.
Well, Larry's here, so I think his mom's dad won.
Speaking of tournaments, Bellator finishing up the opening round of the Grand Prix tonight. We have Ryan Bader versus
Why are you
King
talking about
Olavo.
that? This fight is about to be live in about another 49 seconds.
This is the last fight of this this prelim card, and the last fight we're gonna do on this one. If you're listening this far, we're gonna do a brand another one. Dave's gonna set it up. We'll have a little bit of a break. Dave will set it up, then we'll do the main portion on a completely separate YouTube. So just give us like about a 5-minute break.
Yep.
And then
the insanity will continue.
And then we'll continue this terrible train wreck.
It's a triple threat.
Believe it or not, I get the most. Never, ever, ever get a compliment on our actual calling of a fight. We owe on all our side.
I'm doing Cesar. Cesar
I'm
by.
going with Carl.
No, Cesar by submission.
Okay, we have Glory Kickboxer, former
And this
Glory
is a pick-em fight,
Kickboxer.
which is crazy. I would consider this a pick-em.
We have Glory Kickboxer. You know what it comes down to? Who do you believe in more? The Ultimate Fighter show or Dana White's 2-Day Contender? You know I love Dana White's 2-Day Contender. We have some breaking news. I've been sitting on forever. It's driving me crazy. Nolan, help me out, brother. I'm ready to go. Stop. You're killing me, Nolan. I know you're listening, Nolan. What the hell? Give me the green light. Anyways, I shouldn't even mention that. That was probably very unprofessional. But I'm gonna go with Cesar Ferreira too. I think the veteran. I think the veteran is getting a little. But you know what? His chin is terrible.
I'm going with Roberson there.
Yeah.
Roberson?
Yeah.
Larry, get Larry quick before this could be over in a second.
Roberson or Cesar Ferreira? Cesar Ferreira.
Okay. All right. Last one for Jimmy. Speaking of the mic.
Oh, he made it racist. Now I can't say anything.
It's only racist if you answer. Only racist if you answer, Jimmy.
All right. Cesar Ferreira shoots in for a takedown. Stuffed by Robinson. This is the classic grappler versus striker, and Ferreira takes Robinson down to the grab.
Look at his leg.
Leg kick. And
I know.
He is red. I mean, that was one leg kick by Robinson, and you know he kicks hard.
My leg would be broken if he kicked me like that.
Wow, look how red that is. Holy moly.
I would need a wheelchair for.
Maybe he has Lyme disease.
Is he going to be during the benefit? The 24 hours? The lockup with Lyme disease?
Yeah, speaking of. The Brazilians. What is the Brazilians' record so far tonight?
It's very impressive. I'll just say that.
I think it's.
Again, that hometown stamina there.
Oh yeah, the Russian one.
I think it might be 5-2 tonight. I think
because Albini lost.
I think it might be. Yeah, Albini lost 2 in a row now.
He's gone.
But he might be the newest Brazilian correspondent for the MMA.
He's Bellator's problem now.
Cesar Ferreira is in Robinson's half guard, trying to get the full mount. My wife just said, "Oh my lord," really loud, and now
maybe the pizza guy's here.
Rushing downstairs, and she's rushing downstairs
with snacks,
with
perfect
bowls of popcorn,
guest.
and looking as lovely as ever. Am I right or am I wrong? Is my wife looking as lovely as ever?
I'm not going to talk about your wife.
I swear to God, I just caught Robert checking out my wife. I caught him do it.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
You know, I have been to a wedding with your wife.
Have you checked out Jimmy's girlfriend too? We don't say her full name for there's a lot of creeps on our YouTube.
I only Facebook stalk. I don't look in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
I can't see Jimmy's face, so I'm not sure what's going on over there. But
and
see a red ear over there in the corner.
Robert and Jimmy know each other from softball, and we are on a 2-fight winning streak, and that is ended now because the animosity we are going to have now between Jimmy and Robert.
Yeah, Robert and I both have grand slams this season.
Whoa! And not just at Denny's, right? We're talking about like.
I mean, one of ours was in the game that mattered. The other one was in a 33-1 slaughter, and I'll let you figure out who was who.
And that's
mine because Maisie has a farther fence.
And ladies and gentlemen, that crunching sound is hearing us eating popcorn directly into the mics because not a single one of us. Dave is the absolute. Dave, you just hear crunching. You just hear crunching. Mouthful, trying to call it. You think John Anik is eating popcorn right now?
No, because John Anik's not sponsored by Jiffy Pop.
John Anik's getting paid right now.
A little bit of fence action here.
Robinson's got his back against the cage, trying to wall walk to get back up. Ferreira trying to keep the takedown, staying on those legs.
I smell a hook.
Larry's asked a question. You want to ask it right into the mic? Larry's got a question. Hold on. Larry's gonna ask a question right into the mic.
What is Okay, yeah, everybody's opinion. What's the greatest UFC fight ever? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, greatest serious. Are we going serious answers? Serious answers only. We're gonna go to Jimmy.
One that stands out is the first Forrest Griffin fight.
Okay, I don't know if you guys could hear that. It was kind of far away. But he said Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonner won, which obviously is one of the most famous fights in UFC history. It actually Many people said save the UFC. That was the Ultimate Fighter 1 finale, fantastic fight, which Forrest Griffin won a decision on. Dave, favorite? Dave is just Dave is killing.
Did we say favorite or greatest?
There's two.
That is different. There is different. There's some fights that
because you could say like the Cub Swanson Doho Choi fight was amazing, but I'm gonna go Henderson versus Shogun 1.
Okay.
I thought that was an
okay.
amazing fight.
I'm gonna challenge that. I don't even think that was the best fight of the night.
I know because you say this every single time.
So the same exact night was an even better fight. I think it's the greatest fight in the UFC and MMA history. But that wasn't the question. I'm actually going to go with what Dave said. And you would know my top 25 UFC fights of all time. You just go to the MMA Takeover, and you have a complete list there, right there. And Robert,
I'm going to take a different tack on what greatest fight is, and I'm going to say that it was actually a Holmes knockout of Rousey.
Knockout of Rousey.
Just by the pure impact on sport and social media from that.
And as we say that, Cesar Ferreira is setting up a head and arm triangle. We did not call this fight at all. And Cesar Ferreira is about to tap out. He is absolutely asleep. And Cesar Ferreira kind of held on for a little while.
Yes, he did. Now flip him off.
Well,
but at least he bowed.
Shouldn't jump on his back.
It must be the Lyme disease. That's why it might have been the Lyme disease. He must have been a little lethargic to let go. But you said, what did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say was your favorite knockout?
Not knockout, match.
I'm sorry, match.
We were talking greatest, remember?
Yeah, you
greatest.
said Holmes.
So I was saying Holmes knockout of Rousey. I think just because of the impact it had.
And what do you think of Holly Holmes knockout of Ronda Rousey? Not Holmes. How do you think of her? How do you think
Holmes? Holmes? Hold on.
I don't know.
I was trying to throw the
Holmes knockout was pretty.
Well, Larry Holmes was a man. I mean, he was a myth. He was a legend.
Like Larry Hagler, right, Larry?
So
I don't remember Holmes coming into the ring, but it might have happened.
Yeah, we're gonna talk for probably about 5 more minutes. They're gonna have 19 minutes of pre-talk. We're gonna take a little break. Me and Dave's been going for 2 hours now.
We'll reset it.
And by little break, we really mean Dave is gonna set up the next film. We're gonna go live. You can, if you
top of the hour.
Obviously, that's where you're probably watching.
Yep.
We're also on our Facebook page, and we're also live in the Facebook, the MMA Takeover Facebook group. If you haven't joined, it's the best place to talk MMA.
So what would you tweet
at? We have polls. We have discussions, debates. We have everything you want at the MMA Takeover.
Pretty soon they're going to have ring card girls there here, is it?
So is it at MMA Takeover or at the MMA Takeover?
Yeah, so we're going to get some ring card girls.
At the MMA Takeover on Twitter. That's the. You can follow me personally at Keith, Keith Schillen, Shillan MMA, at Keith Schillen MMA. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow Dave. It's Dave's Parmcast.
Yep. Garbage
Robert, you have a Twitter that you want the people to listen to any listeners.
Don't you dare.
We got some. You want to throw this out there?
I'm good. I'm more the anonymous
All right,
type.
and Larry, do you have a Twitter?
No, I don't.
Okay, Jimmy, do you have a Twitter? Okay, does Brooke have a Twitter? Because that's the only people that care about anyways. Okay, so stop stalking her. And babe, do you
Jimmy
have
Crack Corner, he don't
my
care.
wife? Do you have a Twitter? No, she doesn't even follow us. My own wife doesn't even follow us. I've been spending a year and a half of my life getting this website up. She doesn't even follow us on Twitter.
I don't know why you haven't got Shill the Thrill as a Twitter handle yet.
Yeah, I went professional. I did have Shill the Thrill. I changed it. It was Shill the Thrill.
See?
I haven't been. I just started it up, but I never went on.
Oh.
Never
Larry's got a Twitter over there?
You want to wrap up this one and we'll do a whole
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. So on behalf of myself, Keith Schillen, Dave Stewart, special guest Robert Lemunion, special guest Jimmy Tremblay, and special guest Larry DaCosta, we thank you for listening. And if you want to listen to the main portion, which will have a lot more views, the main card's starting off. We got 5 fights. It's the main event.
Be good.
Oh, let's start from the bottom. We have the 2 legends, Lyoto Machida versus Vitor Belfort, and Vitor Belfort's retirement fight. We have Brian Kelleher versus John Lineker, followed by Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Cooper in the Hottie fight on the night. The co-main event, we have Hanato Jacare Sousa versus Kelvin Gastelum. And in the main event for the UFC's bantamweight title, we have Amanda Nunes and Raquel Pennington. So if you're interested in those fights and you don't like Jimmy Smith or John Anik, or you really want to hear really terrible impersonations of those guys,
I think they should tune in here. Yeah.
Stick around. Give us a couple minutes. We'll have
Get
it
some
set up.
impressions going on.